for their 2 daughters following their 4-day divorce mediation in New York City.
I know you and I talk a lot about this away from the show, Preston, calling each other constantly because we're concerned.
Well, we can feel a little bit settled about this now. So
there's so much tumult.
It's a joint statement that they've released. It said, after a productive and successful mediation, we've agreed that the children will spend time equally in loving homes in both the U.S. and the U.K. We look forward to being great co-parents.
So they got into a little bit of a row because she was holding his car keys way up above his head.
Oh, man.
And he was jumping for them and couldn't get them.
So the agreement lasts until January 7th, 2024. That's not too long from now. Turner and Jonas will have to jointly submit a status report letter to the court on or before December 23rd of this year. For all this stuff.
Anything that ends up benefiting the kids. Keeps it calm, keeps it cool.
Yeah.
All good.
Well, this was horrible to see this morning when I woke up, but Olympic gymnastics champion Mary Lou Retton has pneumonia and is in intensive care in a Texas hospital.
Yeah.
And she is in a bad way. Retton's daughter, McKenna Kelly, shared Retton's condition in an Instagram post on Tuesday. Kelly said that the 55-year-old Retton, who became the first American woman to win the Olympic all-around title, is, quote, fighting for her life and not able to breathe on her own. Apparently, she has a rare form of pneumonia, and there aren't many details about it. Kelly started a fundraising campaign on Retton's behalf for medical expenses. She wrote that Mary Lou doesn't have medical insurance.
That blew my mind. She's a former Olympian.
I know. Retton was 16 years old when she became an icon of the U.S. Olympic movement during her gold medal performance at the 1984 Summer Games in Los Angeles. Retton, who grew up in Fairmount, West Virginia, also won 2 silver and 2 bronze medals at those Olympics to help bring gymnastics, a sport that was long dominated by Eastern European powers like Romania and the Soviet Union, into the mainstream for the U.S.
I remember she did a lot of TV work, too. She'd appear on sitcoms, and you remember that? And the dramas and stuff?
Yeah, and the Wheaties commercials and stuff like that.
The famous Wheaties commercial.
I had we're the same age, and she had that huge, beautiful smile. I was so in love with her at the time.
Isn't she? She's in one of the Naked Gun movies where she does a tumble down the aisle.
Well, she's also in Scrooged.
Yes,
as well. Yeah,
Scrooge. Yeah, she plays Tiny Tim.
Yep.
Retton, a mother of 4, currently lives in Texas. She retired from competitive gymnastics in 1986, did numerous commercial endorsements, also made several film and television appearances, including a stint on Dancing with the Stars. She and her husband, Shannon, had divorced in 2018. So
it's very sad to hear that.
I hope she can bounce back from this. But yes, there's a GoFundMe campaign to try and help raise some money because she has no medical insurance. That's horrible. Well, in a lighter story, a preview clip from Thursday's episode of Rob Lowe's Literally podcast, we see Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he comments how his friendship with the St. Elmo's Fire actor changed following his divorce from Maria Shriver in 2011. Arnie says in the clip, "Let the story be told that since I got divorced from Maria, you haven't been around much." And Lowe replies, "I think she got custody." He said, "You wanted to prove
that happens."
He said, Arnold said, "You wanted to prove to her that you're loyal to her and not me. So because even though we didn't have any of those things, we always had friends that were loyal to me and to her, and they didn't get involved in all of this stuff." He said, "But I mean, you did. It was like unbelievable how all of a sudden I said to Maria, 'Why is Rob not showing up?'" So yeah, she got.
So that
happens.
I understand that's fairly common. That there, and it may not even be that it's very antagonistic, but people gravitate towards whatever part of the relationship they favored more,
and it can be uncomfortable,
right?
To try and remain friends with both.
I know people that
got weird.
Yeah, I know people that were iced out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they remained friends with one of the
one of the parties?
And so everybody, like all the friends on the other side, completely iced these people out.
Right.
Because the spouse allowed these friends to, they made up a narrative.
Yeah.
And the spouse allowed these people to believe this narrative that was false.
Well, sometimes it's not even that conniving. It's just.
Sometimes it can be even a little more innocent,
right?
I guess. But Arnold was a cheater.
Yeah.
So
yes,
it's hard to side with the cheater.
Just because I banged the housekeeper. Come on, you pretty boy.
Arnold remembers having, quote, a lot of fun with Rob and
I caught
shares,
St. Elmo's fire.
shares that he hopes maybe eventually you're going to wake up and say, you know, I can hang out with Arnold again and Maria's not going to decapitate me.
Arnold's doing that book tour, and so I know you're trying. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Is he coming to Philly at all?
Yeah.
I can't. I haven't seen any dates, Case. Well, I'll keep looking.
All right. Usually accustomed to calling the action, Bob Costas found himself in the center of it while dining out recently. He successfully performed the Heimlich maneuver on a fellow diner.
So we have both you and Preston have performed the Heimlich maneuver successfully, correct?
Correct.
We do
Yeah,
have
me and
audio
Casey.
of Costas if you want it, Preston.
The person was seated at another table at the unidentified restaurant, but when they began to choke, the award-winning broadcaster jumped into action. But while he's famously verbose when discussing the accomplishments of others, the 71-year-old Long Island native was a little humble to say much about saving another person's life. But yeah, we have a clip, so here we go.
I never took a course, and I'd never done it before, but I was familiar with it. You know, those posters are in restaurants or you see something on television about it. A longtime friend of mine in Syracuse, New York. So the guy was right there to my left. He started choking, kind of spitting and coughing, and his face was turning crimson. So I just jumped up and did what I thought I should do, and luckily enough, it worked out. I don't know if I saved his life, but I saved him considerable discomfort. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, you saved his life. I mean, if he was turning red and choking, you saved the dude's life.
You're a hero.
So Costas still does play-by-play and studio work for TBS and MLB Network, but has cut back on his famously busy schedule in recent years. But yeah, he jumped in and took action when it needed to be taken. Julia Fox's memoir, titled Down the Drain, hit stands on Tuesday.
Can't wait to read this.
Some new details about a relationship with Kanye West have been revealed. The Uncut Gems actress refers to West as the artist in the book.
What's the all right, so I don't know who I know who Julia Fox is, but when you said the name, I was thinking of the cute blonde that was in Designing Women. Who's that? Julia what?
Duffy?
Duffy. Is that who that is?
I
Okay.
don't know.
All right.
Fox was.
Does she have a
this
book?
is not her.
This is not her.
This has nothing to do with her at all.
Does she bring her up in the book?
Maybe there's a hidden meaning in
She's a
here.
huge Designing Woman fan?
Fox writes that the singer asked her if she wanted to be his girlfriend shortly after they met in Miami on New Year's Eve. She said, he very bluntly asks me, would you want to be my girlfriend? And I instantly burst out laughing. He can't be serious, she writes in the about their highly publicized dinner.
But I'm the artist.
He follows it up with, how would you feel about taking our relationship public? After the pair officially became an item, the actress writes that the only time that West would engage with her and, quote, grab her and kiss her passionately is when the cameraman is on them.
Ah, come on.
And she said, as we post like puppets, I question his true intentions, feeling that the grand gesture is nothing more than a publicity stunt. I'm disconnected from the moment. I try to find gratitude for the lavish gifts, but the feeling of insecurity lingers.
How lavish were those gifts?
I don't know.
Would it be worth it? Would we want to date Kanye to get those gifts?
I don't know. Do you want some lavish gifts?
I don't know. I don't know how lavish they are.
But apparently she's saying it was a bunch of crap. It was the guy was just trying to,
Playing for the cameras.
Yeah, that's it. So going back to Olympiads, Olympic gold winning gymnast Michaela Maroney.
Yes.
Says that she has been battling severe insomnia, revealing that she slept only 10 days in a 3-month time period.
Let me tell you, people I know who have had insomnia, one friend in particular battled with it a lot. It's horrific. I mean, and you start to have bouts of delusion where you don't know if, all that stuff comes into play because you're so goddamn tired.
Well, it happened to my dad recently. He has this problem with his feet, neuropathy, and it was keeping him awake. It was pain. He wasn't being medicated properly, and it kept him awake all the time. He was maybe getting 2 hours of sleep a day, and he ended up seeing things that weren't there, hallucinating.
It's going to happen. It's a natural progression.
Yeah. So the now 27-year-old discovered that she has a histamine intolerance. and posted on her social media site to update her life and what she says are her wacko health issues. She said, hopefully you had a hot girl summer because I definitely did not. I had a summer with severe insomnia. I slept a total of 10 days out of 3 months, and I'd like to say it was a nightmare. But you have to sleep to have nightmares.
Two things. I did have a hot girl summer, so I'm very happy about that. But Kathy, did you have?
Yes, it's
histamine, right?
Yeah, and I think Preston, isn't that? I think that's similar to what Caroline had as well.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, you mean with the hives and everything?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Histamine plays a role in causing allergic and anaphylactic symptoms. In the Instagram video, an emotional Maroney breaks down and says, I'm so tired of not sleeping, it's been a month of not sleeping. And she also posted pictures of her taking a food sensitivities test.
There you go.
And getting blood drawn.
How many patches were on your back?
Oh, my God. I
It's
forgot
like 90,
about the
right?
patch test. It was something like 80 or 90, something like that. And they were all like these little patches. It was like a grid on my back. And then when they took them off, if there was some sort of histamine response, then it was stuff that you were potentially allergic to.
It's wild.
She said, thankfully, I did find out that I have histamine intolerance, which was causing a massive adrenaline problem for me. And when it got really bad, high histamine foods made me feel internally itchy. I was getting bit by mosquitoes all night.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, right? She said that she's been getting some sleep lately, but her health issues are far from over. She said, I still have pretty bad anemia, low iron. I'm trying to get better from, and I found out high oxalate foods like spinach, almonds, potatoes give me massive fatigue.
Same thing with you.
And weird neuropathy issues at night. As my dad was
your dad, yeah.
That was also ruining my sleep. That's horrible that she's going through all this, man.
I wonder how many people are laboring with this, unaware that this potentially could be it.
And don't know it. Yeah, exactly. So she's kind of putting a spotlight on us. So hopefully maybe people can find out about that. We have a clip to go along with this story. According to Variety, a Seinfeld reunion may be in the works.
Oh, that would be great.
Jerry Seinfeld was talking to his audience in Boston. He was doing a stand-up show over the weekend and said that he had a little secret about how the show ended. So we have a clip to play of Jerry talking about this.
Did you like the ending? Did I like what? The ending. The ending of the show. Well, I have a little secret for you about the ending, but I can't really tell it. Here's what I'll tell you, okay? But you can't tell anybody. Something is going to happen that has to do with that ending. It hasn't happened yet.
You know, a bunch of people sent me this clip. I think it's old. I don't think it happened recently because Jerry looks a lot younger, and I believe what he's alluding to is the Seinfeld reunion that they did on the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Listen, it happens all the time. It's possible that's the case, but it was all over the place.
It was, yeah, and it showed up on my feed quite a bit. But Jared does not look like, and he was in Philly on Friday night.
He was.
You might be right because his opening act was the Andrews sisters.
Well,
yeah, and it's old.
I just, I mean, I got this. I watched it a bunch, and initially when I thought, I was like, oh, maybe there is actually something new that's happening, but I don't know. I just get the feeling this is actually an older clip.
Can you check and see if he played Boston this weekend or not?
Sure.
Because that's what Variety was
Does he hold up a current newspaper, Preston?
No.
Like they do in weight loss ads?
That's what I know of. So, all right, here's another clip of him talking about working with Larry David real quick.
And just what you are thinking about, Larry and I have also been thinking about. So you'll see.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well, we'll try and stay on top of that.
If he played Boston, then that adds credibility to this. If he did not, then it's a lie.
Yeah. Nick pulled up his schedule, and they knock off the dates as they come and go, so we don't really know.
Son of a bitch.
Vanna White told E! News in a recent interview that she has someone in mind to replace her on Wheel of Fortune if she, quote, can't be there for some reason. And while she said that it was Pat Sajak's 28-year-old daughter, Maggie Sajak, that would be, quote, good for our show, she said.
Of course. She's perfect.
She said she's been around it her whole life, so I think she can fill in for me for sure. Has did she host the show or something like that?
She did. She filled in. I think she filled in the Vanna spot when Vanna was hosting. Took over for Pat Sajak. Now she does all the social media stuff, so she's always on the show.
Oh,
so she'll come out occasionally. And
I'm not a wheel watcher.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know these things.
I'm a wheel watcher.
Yeah,
but she's a perfect fit.
Okay.
Yeah, and Seinfeld was in Boston over the weekend, so what I said might be completely wrong.
All right. Well, we'll see. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde appear to remain on good terms after settling their drawn-out custody battle last month. Page Six reports that they were both photographed in costume for their 6-year-old daughter Daisy's Halloween-themed party over the weekend. It was a birthday party.
They were dressed as characters from Django Unchained, correct?
No, not that I know of. The director wore a neon Ken costume from the Barbie movie, while he appeared to be dressed as the Statue of Liberty, wearing a green sweatsuit and a crown on his head. Wilde and Sudeikis began dating in 2011 and announced they were going their separate ways in 2020. They share 2 children together, by the way.
So was there trick-or-treating? I mean, so they were dressing these... Why were they wearing these costumes?
It was a Halloween-themed birthday party.
Oh, I got it now. Okay.
Yes. So that was, they were being good parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw this for the first time this morning. They're working on an Ocean's 11 prequel. The 2001 film,
Ocean's 9,
which followed an elaborate casino heist and featured a star-studded cast, was followed by 2 sequels. You had Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, and an all-female spinoff, Ocean's 8. In May of 2022, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling were cast to lead an Ocean's 11 prequel movie, and now, after the beloved Barbie movie became a billion-dollar success, the reunion is even more anticipated. The producer of the film promised the prequel will, quote, do right by the franchise. And the prequel will be directed by Jay Roach, who revealed some interesting details about the project in an interview earlier this year. The movie is set in Monte Carlo in 1962, seemingly at the Monte Carlo Casino, which should be the target of the heist. Though Roach promised the Ocean's 11 prequel will continue the franchise identity of heist movies, he also said it is very much a love story. So... exactly where they're going to go with that, but if it takes place in the 60s.
So if you love the Barbie movie, you'll love the new Ocean's movie.
If it takes place in the early 60s.
Right, and their toys.
No, not that. What I was going to say is maybe they have, they give birth to George Clooney's character or something like that. I don't know.
They could be George Clooney's parents.
Maybe, and they continue on the Ocean's,
Quite
it's
possible.
a family tradition or something like that.
It's beautiful.
Hang on a second. We have Ed, who's on the line, to talk about Seinfeld. He was at that Friday night show. Hey, Ed, good morning.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I was at the show on Friday night, and someone, at the end, he has the, open questions, whatever, and someone posed that same, was there going to be a Seinfeld reunion? And Jerry's quote was, well, everyone's career would have to be in the toilet, unquote.
Okay.
It sounds like it's probably not in the works.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
So supposedly what he said on in Boston would directly contradict that, and Nick believes it's an older clip that we're seeing. So
he was very, very vague about the Seinfeld show reference and the ending of the show. He just said something's going to happen,
right?
That hasn't happened yet. He didn't say anything about people reuniting. I think that it's just a conjecture. I don't know.
Neither do I.
It seemed pretty vague.
I think Kathy's the only one who knows, and she's not talking.
And I'm not saying a thing.
They did something on Curb, and that sort of was their way to wrap it up, and they did that, 5 or 6 years ago. So the way that they wrapped up Seinfeld with doing a reunion, and it was like a non-reunion on Curb Your Enthusiasm, I thought kind of put a bow on it. But again, what the hell do I know?
All right, but how was the show anyway, Ed? Was it good?
It was very funny.
Nice.
It was, it was some of the bits that he pulled back some bits from I've heard before, but a lot of new stuff. And his whole take, if anyone was there, he did this whole take on Phil Swift and the what's the tape that the guy sells? I forget. Was very, very funny.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, glad to hear the show was good.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it, brother.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you. All right, one last story, and then we'll move on to the clip. So Netflix announced that the 6th and final season of the Emmy-winning blockbuster series, The Crown, will debut in 2 parts on the streaming service in the coming months.
Are they nudging up against? Are they in the future now?
No, they're not in the future.
Okay.
This is going to be it. This is going to be the end of it. Part 1, consisting of 4 episodes, hits Netflix on November 16th, and a 6-episode Part 2 will arrive on December 14th.
I'd like to see Space Crown.
Netflix released a short teaser for the new season reflecting back on the first 5, in which Elizabeth was played by current actress Imelda Staunton, as well as Olivia Colman and Claire Foy in younger incarnations. The season will cover events from 1997 to 2005, including Diana's death and young Prince William's courtship of Kate Middleton. The first part will focus on Diana, the second on the marriage of Charles and Camilla, the Queen's Jubilee, Golden Jubilee, and the future of the monarchy. And then that will be it.
Once it became stuff I was more acutely aware of, I sort of disconnected.
Yeah, I agree. I became a little less interested.
Yeah. All that early stuff was fascinating.
Yeah, because a lot of those controversies from the first couple of seasons, like, I wasn't aware of.
I mean, I was kind of aware, but the way that they portrayed them, I never saw them. And also to see the Queen as a young, vibrant woman.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. All right, we're ready for the clips. All right, where do we begin? The Exorcist Believer,
I believe,
is a new chapter of the terrifying horror film The Exorcist, which came to the screens exactly 50 years ago this fall. Here, director David Gordon Green discusses continuing such a well-known and beloved franchise.
The idea is we built a roadmap that I think has so many different avenues that we could take, and the world of exorcism and possession is so vast. The world of spirituality is so curious to me that there's so many questions that I have, and as the movie finds itself existing in the world over the next few weeks, I think a lot of those questions will be answered.
Thing sucks. So The Exorcist Believer is out in theaters now.
So they need to get creative with this possession thing. They need to come at it from a different way. It's boring to me. The way zombies got boring, Preston, after a while, they need to come in with a new angle. Okay. Because, a little girl or a kid or someone possessed in a bed yelling out things, and it's so
it's been
rote
done
now. Yeah,
it's been done and redone. Next clip. It's a great week to be a horror fan with Saw X, the 10th installment of the franchise about the infamous serial killer John Kramer, turning tables on con artists, hitting theaters as well. And in this clip, producer Mark Berg talks about the inspiration of this film.
We really wanted to tell John's story and kind of go back, and the only way to do it is to do it pre-Saw 3 while he was still alive. So we had to go back in time and ask our audience to just believe it. And it's a standalone movie. You don't have to see any other Saw movie to love this movie.
Shut the f*** up!
Saw X is in theaters now, by the way. All right, and there you go. That's all I have.
It's more than enough, and the sun has risen.
It has. We're going to have a gorgeous day today. It's looking like 72 degrees and sunshine. Not a bad way to spend the midweek. And we have a few things coming up, including your chance to win $1,000 Crumb Bum Cash, 8 o'clock, your first shot at winning. We also have Secret Text Word. And today we have tickets for Chris Tucker, the Legend Tour, which is next Wednesday, 1 week from today, the 18th at the Met. And just text the word secret to 39333 to get in the running with that. We got some guests and stuff to get to today, so we're going to take a quick break. And we'll come back with it all when we return. So stay with us, please. Different things we're going to go through is, I kind of notice these things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so, because
around the corner, down a dark alleyway, across an empty field, he is the noticer.
This one
Nothing gets past Preston Elliott.
This one
the noticer.
I noticed.
On the Preston and Steve show.
All right. This one
6
I noticed
to 11.
because Steve said it to me.
All right.
Human
Steve
beings.
sent this to him.
We as human beings get turned on by many things. Most commonly, we're turned on by other people that
Yes.
we are sexually attracted to.
And animals.
There are also people. What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. There are also people who are turned on by inanimate objects. I've mentioned that stuff on the Bizarre File before.
Hence people marrying the Eiffel Tower.
But this I've never seen. There are certain women who are turned on by themselves.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wonder where a woman like that might exist. Where a woman who would find themselves so beautiful, they would get aroused. It seems almost impossible that such a woman would exist.
Yep.
What are you saying?
They stare at themselves in the mirror and they think, I'd like to tap that ass.
Well, yeah, but then you don't actually get turned on, right?
No, these people do.
Well, we don't, but you do.
According to...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So beautiful.
I'd hit that.
According to Dr. Michael Aaron, a New York City therapist and author of Modern Sexuality, The Truth About Sex and Relationships, it's extremely common for a woman to be sexually attracted to herself, and it is called autosexuality or autoeroticism.
Yes, so just the visual is enough to get this type of person worked up to the point of being orgasmic?
Well, no, not they're not going to stare at themselves and actually have the orgasm, but it will turn them on.
What about a person who wants to vomit whenever they see themselves in the mirror?
They didn't cover that.
Is that you?
Yeah.
In this study.
Oh no.
And is as vain as it sounds to want to have sex with yourself because you're so hot, it's not narcissistic, apparently.
Because it's true.
The doctor said it's very common for people to be aroused by themselves to varying degrees. Some experience it more like an orientation in that they feel more aroused by themselves than by others.
So do they use themselves as a benchmark to compare other people to? In other words, will they not? Does someone have to exceed their own level of beauty to warrant a physical encounter?
I don't know. Another psychologist explains the easiest way to tell if someone is autosexual is from their self-pleasuring habits. If she's picturing herself and thinking about how sexy she is when she's doing that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is that how you do it, Kathy?
Stop
She's
it.
obviously an autosexual.
Do you think are you thinking of yourself mostly when you're going at it? I'm asking in the most clinical of ways. We're gathering data here. When
listen.
you are there, when you're upstairs, when you've got the device, when it's plugged in properly, you have it in the power strip so it doesn't short out.
Need a surge protector.
Right, or a surge protector. How do you see yourself dressed in your mind?
God, I'm not answering you, but listen, I do think this is very bizarre.
Yeah? They said it's more common than you think. It says if you think you're dating an autosexual, you're probably not, though. It says, according to the original definition of the word by ego analyst Dr. Bernard Affelbaum, an autosexual is someone who has a great deal of trouble responding to someone else sexually, but can respond fairly or very well to his or her own touch.
Have you ever made love to yourself thinking of yourself?
No.
Yeah.
Not that I
I've
know
made
of.
love to myself thinking of you.
Oh.
Yeah. And we have to talk.
We do have to talk. No.
No.
That's, how is I don't even see how that's possible, but some people apparently
Would someone like this spend a lot of time looking at themselves in the mirror?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that is definitely part of it. So.
Well, I don't know who would be like that.
Continuing on the sexual.
More stuff from the sexual world.
Yeah.
The noticer notices everything, even sexual stuff.
All right, this other thing I noticed, and this speaks to a few of the people here in this room.
This speaks to people in this very room.
It does.
The noticer has no pity on you.
Who here does not shower in the morning?
Me.
Nick and Casey.
I don't shower. I shower at night.
Nick, Casey, and Kathy are disgusting.
Marissa, you shower in the morning. No, you're showering right now.
She's a pig. They're all pigs except for two people.
She's pointing down. No, you shower at night?
She cleans everything but a cooter.
Oh
my
That's wretched.
I thought
No,
that's what you
shower
meant.
at night.
She showers at night as
She
well.
showers at night. Okay, so Steve, you and I are the only morning shower people.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently...
Morning shower people, shower every morning, it's true. Morning shower people, shower for me and for you. It just seemed like a song, didn't it?
A folk song?
Yeah.
Is there a night shower people song?
Night shower people.
That's very similar.
Arrive at work very smelly. Kathy, Nick, and Casey, and little Marissa too. They all smell so bad, we can hardly take it.
I like when I get up early enough to shower in the morning. I just don't, and I prefer to get that extra 20 minutes of sleep in the morning, and that's why I'll shower.
If you
at
take
night.
a shower before you go to bed, you're fine unless you're a sweat ball. But to me, I use it as much for waking up as I do for anything else.
All right, so tell us what is
Morning shower people.
Morning shower people, shower every morning.
All right, so a recent article at time.com extols perhaps the single best virtue of evening showering. noting that if you want to improve your sleep, showering at night may be the way to go.
Well, guess what? And this is going to be a surprise. I shower at night as well.
I know you do. And in the morning.
Experts say there's evidence that a night shower can help you drift off.
All right, do you...
Night shower, night shower. We all have to take one. Every night shower, night shower.
Grab me for the loofah. Get me in the shower.
All right, what were you were about to say?
I was going to ask if you shower fully.
Night shower, night shower.
You do that better than anybody,
Thank
Steve.
you. I got my higher end back.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, Case?
Do you fully shower both times?
At night and
I
in the
do
morning.
military showers. I have no hair.
Yeah.
That cuts down on a lot of it. However, I at night I take a hot shower, a quick hot shower. In the morning I take a wake up shower.
Okay.
I don't know why I just enjoyed you saying, I have no hair.
The goddamn truth.
I just have
In
no
case you haven't
hair.
noticed, the same way Kathy pleasures herself to herself. I have no hair.
Do you guys ever wash your pubes with shampoo?
Oh my God.
Every day. Why?
With shampoo you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Not
I do
soap?
No. Toothpaste.
When I'm washing my hair,
You then go downstairs.
I have soap in my hand, so
Right.
use it on your pubes.
He's got soap in his hands. For his nads, he's got soap in his hands. For his nads.
This is getting ridiculous. And there are
We had 3 hours of sleep last night.
And there are real musicians in the green room listening to this.
I mean, probably
I don't think they're listening.
We may be inspiring a new song
Napping.
from Dorothy. Bedazzled Shimmer takes time. La La Land star Emma Stone was the belle of the ball at the Oscars, winning Best Actress, and she's absolutely looking the part. You should go back and see the photos, thanks to some seriously hardworking fashion folk. Stone's stylist, Petra Flannery,
That's who I use.
tells people that her custom Givenchy haute couture gown, custom made by Riccardo Tisci, took a mind-boggling 1,700 hours to make.
Oh,
Wait a second. Okay.
My God. Wait, I mean, you guys don't like to talk about this fashion stuff, but she
I do.
had the best dress on at the Oscars. She looked gorgeous.
She did look gorgeous. But Kathy, I thought it was a really beautiful gown, but 1,700 hours.
Well, if you, I mean, there was all kinds of beads on it. The bottom was fringe. I mean, that's all handmade. You know, that's all done by hand.
All right, Miss Fashion Maven here. She also had a lot of the of glitter. It appeared glitter in her makeup. Mm-hmm. Did you notice, like around the eyes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Is that stripper glitter thing still happening?
Well, I think that she did it a little bit more glamorously, not
Okay.
so I wouldn't
Not like
call
a
it
stripper.
glitter. But she looked great.
She
Whatever
did.
she did, she looked gorgeous.
Do you think she's I mean, because Preston, that's your style there.
Yeah,
porcelain skin, red hair.
I think she is pretty. I think, once again, some people make her to be this stunning goddess. I
Right.
just think she's very pretty.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she looked good.
Riccardo Tisci says it took over 1,700 hours and a team of 11 from the Givenchy atelier. He said it's a beaded wonder. When you see it up close, it's a marvel of various golden color shapes and sizes.
It's just incredible.
Yeah.
You get closer, it's like, oh my God, it's the Ark of the Covenant. I get weak in the knees. How alien is that world to us?
Oh, my God.
We can't even say the names of the places or the designers. I don't know it. I don't know who these people are.
I don't know. I think you'd do great as a commentator on the red carpet.
Yeah. I mean, who's the guy from Fashion
Yeah.
Gunn? Tim Gunn?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Oh, you dominate.
No, I don't know. I can look and say, oh, you look nice in that, or that looks like crap.
That's pretty.
Pretty much
I can
it,
see
yeah.
your boobies.
Yeah. By the way, I finally saw Amy Adams.
Yo.
Holy God.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not that really busty, but she sure looked like it in her dress.
Who looked? Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Did you see Brie Larson?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That was nice.
That's our commentary. Preston, check out the kids. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should be like you're at the beginning. We don't even have the microphones. We're just yelling down the. Oh!
Yeah.
She's coming your way.
Coming your way. Nips. What? Nips.
You guys have been kicked off the red carpet so fast.
Brie Larson showing Nim.
Steve, the grade scale would be how many of those Marky Mark pals we tried. I give it 4 pals, man. Yeah. That would be it. Pow! Pow!
Now that's red carpet coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Steve, like on the other end.
Hey,
Which one?
Brie Larson! Ryan Gosling's sister!
Yeah.
Huge kids! I hear ya! I'm waiting!
He's yelling over her. Yeah, she's on the way down.
Right here.
The Preston and Steve studio is the arena where the invincible men of cheat cooking skills await their challenge. Using all their senses, skills, creativity, and succulent delight.
Casey and I were just talking off air. There was a video over the weekend on Instagram. Some friends of mine dove into it and just were in hysterics over this whole thing. And a woman had posed a question as to what word you see written down that you have said out loud and were so off the mark.
Right.
That it was absolutely ridiculous, embarrassingly so. And so people were giving response videos, and some classic ones came up. And I was telling my friends over the weekend, I'm like, we have our own dictionary of words.
We have the Citizen Kane of
here
right to the right of me here.
on our show. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I brought up Kathy's O-range as one of the classic moments.
But that was not, I don't think that's exactly this. Like, you're actually looking at the word and you don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I saw the word orange, I would know how to
Yeah,
pronounce
but you
that.
saw it written out on a board, and you're like, "Oh, range."
Yeah, because it was. I followed as the letters were being placed down.
Right.
So this happens actually, and a variation on it. I want to stay true to the thing here, which is just your mind doesn't click right and you mispronounce the word. But they do it all the time on AFV, where they'll give. In case you've seen it, they'll give there's a word made up of 2 syllables.
Yeah.
And they'll give it in 2 different ways. And then the person finds it impossible to pronounce a simple word.
Or you'll see them go, all right, what does TWA spell? Twa. What does TWI spell? Twee. What does TWO spell?
Twoo.
Twhoa.
Twhoa. There you go.
Twoo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of the examples was given a guy, and I'd feel free to please share your wonderful special moments that you've had. 215-263-WMMR. And Casey had brought up this one. The gal asked a question, and the guy's video response is man's laughter.
Man's laughter.
And you see the word come up, and it's manslaughter.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, 15 years for man's laughter, which is a classic.
Yeah.
And one of my most embarrassing, and I've had several embarrassing moments on the radio throughout the years, and this was back when we were at Y100, and we had a dog breed expert on.
Oh, man.
And we're asking questions about, various breeds and their tendencies. So I'm asking about, a husky or Yorkies and this and that. And then I saw a dog, a breed name I had never seen before. And I asked the dog expert, can you tell us about the Dachshund? And the dog expert goes, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? It's right here, D-A-S-C-H-A-U-N, or however you spell it.
Right.
And they're like, that's a dachshund.
I know.
My entire life, I thought dachshund was spelled D-O-X-O-N. Dachshund.
You've
That's what
never
sounds
seen it
like
written.
to me.
Dachshund.
I'd never seen it written down.
Dachshund.
There's a classic moment, Steve, with Wink Martindale,
Yes.
where he had a flub, and I guess it was on Tic Tac Toe or one of the shows he's hosting, and he asked if a trivia question about an orangutan
Oh, no.
or an orangutan. That's what he called it.
Orangutan.
Orangutan.
Yeah.
It was an orangutan.
It's when you have an improper tanning booth.
And I always thought that orangutan had a hard G on the end of it.
Orangutan.
It's orangutan, I guess is how you spell it. But an orangutan is what
Either or, I've heard it orangutan or orangutan or
Yeah.
regardless, you know what it is. Orangutan. So I remember years ago, this is college, and we were talking is maybe history or something. The Sioux Indians.
Oh, yeah.
The Sioux.
Yes.
Right. S-I-O-U-X.
Yes.
Sioux. And I felt so horrible for this girl. Because she'd never seen it written.
When I was in 8th grade, there was a girl who did, we had to read a book, and we all read separate books, and then we had to give a video presentation about it, and she said Psyox like 25 times.
And nobody corrected her.
Well, it was already filmed. And so we had to watch it, and we're like, oh, you poor thing. By the way, Connor, don't put what they're mispronouncing up on. I want to be surprised. Let's see if people can tell us the mispronounced version of it.
And we can discern it.
And let's see if we can figure out what it is they were trying to pronounce. Because Marissa just Connor pulled up the video. Megachurch.
Mega church.
Wasn't it me?
Yeah.
It was. Yes.
It was
Megachurch.
And the
Mega church. And one of my favorites of all time, and I told the story as well, was the cough E.
That was great.
And then
we had someone from England called in to say, no, it's not cough E, because it was spelled capital C-O-F and then capital E. And he's like, it's out of England. It's the C of E, the Church of England, not the cough E. And that's what I kept going to.
Magod Church and coffee.
Coffee was one of my favorites. But mine was Miraclegro.
Miraclegro.
Okay,
Right.
Miracle Grow.
Yes.
But again, there's something when you see it and you haven't encountered the word a lot.
Yeah.
And that's, if you don't spend a second with it.
That was... I hadn't read the copy before, so I'm reading along, and I didn't like you start at the beginning, and I didn't get to the end of the word.
Preston, you have another one, which is Nut Rise, which was Nutrice.
Nutrice. And some of these are product names.
Yes, and so you can understand never seeing the word, but another good one is the Silversia.
Silversia, yes.
Which was Silversea.
Silversia.
So that's another product name. So we have Miraclegro,
Nut Rise,
and Silversia. And they're Nut Rise. Like, come on.
To me, I would use that. That's some sort of ED drug, I would assume.
Preston, I don't want to dump on you any further, but one of my favorite ones was, and listen, this was just a misunderstanding, but when you were talking about the Australian Shepherd showing up at the wedding, and you're like, they brought an Australian Shepherd.
Yeah,
a dog
like a person with a cane, and, a long beard.
Is this
a
the
shepherd.
Schlitman party?
That's a different, That's a different kind of F up on my part. Hang on, I'm going to go to some calls. We'll go to Kevin. Hey, Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, y'all. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. All right, so is this you or someone else who flubbed this?
It was my sister. It's actually a pretty good one. So we were at dinner, and I got to premise this. I come from a very Italian family where we were probably eating pasta like 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
She read off the menu, I'll have the gnocchi, and we're looking at her like, what did you just say? And she's like, the gnocchi, and points at it on the menu. And we're like, that's a gnocchi, you idiot.
Gnocchi.
In deference, well, now mind you, she's part of your family, right? So she should have known if you were all, eating pasta this frequently. But to the person who may not, I can see.
It is a hard word.
It is a hard word to pronounce.
But if you're an Italian family
you should know
and
that.
you grew up in it, you should probably know.
The best part is after we tell her what it actually is, she goes, oh, I don't even like that much. I'll have something else.
That's hilarious.
Ate the bullet
Thank you,
on
Kevin.
that one.
Now, Kathy, when Dennis calls that Giannicetti, is that kind of a joke?
Yeah. Like he'll, back in the day, he would order. That's how he would order it to the servers just to see their response.
Do you remember? And I felt so bad for him too. Intern Joe, long-time intern of the program, had come back and said that he had just got a Parafate.
It was so good. He never had one before.
These Parafates are excellent. You mean a parfait?
A parfait. Yeah.
I mean, there's a nice way to correct them without saying, "Hey, it's not parfait,
Hey,
it's parfait."
stupid.
Oh yeah, I love parfait too.
I do that.
Yeah.
I will do that gingerly, and I'll let it progress a little bit, and then I'll go back and reference it.
Yeah.
Without trying to make the person feel bad.
But not us. We were like,
No,
what did you say?
You moron!
What are you, stupid?
You're too dumb to live.
All right, we'll go.
And of course, Joe wasn't. He's absolutely,
he's awesome.
But we had to have fun with it.
Krista's on the phone. Hi there, Krista.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. What's up, Krista?
Not much. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. All right. So, what is the word that you messed up?
So the word is antiques.
Antiques?
Antiques.
Yes.
Anti-cues.
As a little girl, whenever we would be out for a ride, I would see these anti-cue places, and my father never corrected me. So one day, in 8th grade, we're reading something out loud. It's my turn to read a passage, and I say anti-cues. The entire classroom lets out laughter. The teacher basically admonishes me for saying this word. I feel stupid. I'm embarrassed. I go home. I tell my father about this. My dad's laughing because he knew for years I was saying this word wrong.
So he planted basically a time bomb with you. That's what he set you up years in advance.
Well, it was probably because he thought it was so cute, and then as she got older, just forgot to tell her.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, part of it is also because it happened to him. He did that with the word touche. He said touchy.
Touchy. A little touchy there, aren't you?
So finally, he can get even with his daughter for this one. And I was the butt of the joke on that.
I love it.
Now you know.
I love it. All right.
Happy anti-cueing.
Thank you.
Well, there's a word that I said for a long time. I actually was angry at you guys that you didn't tell me. It was like I've been saying like that my whole life. I mean, I'm 35, so for 35 years I've been saying it like that. But Preston, I think you just told me, I don't know, this year, amid. I've always thought it was amid.
Really?
Yeah, and you just said something to me, and I was like, it is?
I've never heard you mispronounce amid.
Oh, yeah,
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot, you jerk.
I'm the one who corrected you. It
you
wasn't.
corrected me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you jerk.
Okay.
It wasn't Preston at
Why'd
all.
you wait so long? You let me do it for years.
I'll tell you why. Because it's embarrassing when you're doing it in the middle of a sentence and like you're trying to get through the news and you're like, Kathy, by the way, it's
and then you
amid.
forgot to tell me.
And then you forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
you just move on.
Okay.
Jerk.
We will go. We'll go to Kevin. Hi, Kevin. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So one time we were playing Pictionary, and a family friend of ours drew a card to draw something out, and the card she got was spatula. But she paused the game and asked what a spatula was.
I love that so much.
It's what cowboys spit in at the saloon.
A spatula.
It's a spatula.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it, Kevin. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You could see that, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, spatula. All right, up next is Matt. Hey, Matt.
Whee! Guess what I get to do?
Yeah, well done. All right, Matt, what's the mispronunciation?
So a few years ago, my wife said, "I've been totally misled."
Wait, misled?
Misled.
Oh, no. Misled.
Oh, my God.
No. What?
Misled.
No.
That's like it sounds like a Yiddish word.
It's like it's a common phrase in our family and our friend groups. I've totally been misled.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
it is
well,
your duty as family members and friends
to perpetuate
carry that on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And as far as language goes, all words are created, and you could usher in the era of misled and have it mean something and make it a legitimate word.
It got us, my friends, over the weekend in a discussion of stupid pronunciations of words like, and the examples I brought up were colonel.
Yes.
Colonel?
Yeah.
Colonel.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, a glaring one is Wednesday.
Yes. Wednesday.
Wednesday. What the hell is? How the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, our language is just jam packed full of anomalies and weird things, but woe is the person who gets caught saying psyox and misled.
On one of these YouTube or Instagram videos over the weekend, I saw somebody that their entire life, and it's a little bit different, but they thought that the name of the museum down in Washington was the Aaron Space Museum.
Aaron,
so it was named after somebody.
Air and Space Museum.
He's like, I'm going to the Aaron Space Museum this weekend.
Is Aaron there? Say hi.
Yeah.
All right, we have Brendan next. Hey, Brendan, morning. Hi, Brendan.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm great, and it's wonderful to have you on this morning. Brendan, go ahead with the word, bud.
Hey, my word is my fiance mispronounced epitome. she mispronounced it as epitome.
Epitome?
Epitome.
I can see that.
Epitome.
Epitome. Yeah. Well, she misled you.
That's epitome is a weird word.
Yes, and a lot of people just don't. A lot of people in general won't use the word epitome,
right?
You know, so it's less used.
All right, Alicia's on next. Hey, Alicia.
Hey, you just brought it up. It was Colonel. I would always say colonel.
Colonel, yeah.
I didn't realize it until I literally was at the drive-thru at KFC, and I was like, "What is this?"
I mean, it makes more sense to spell it like a corn kernel,
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right. You would anticipate. So when you read colonel, did you think about it in military terms, or did you think about it in aftershave terms?
I guess more in like military terms. And
Okay.
I'm like, what's going on? Because my husband, he works for the police department, and I'm like, oh, how's the colonel doing?
All right, thanks, Alicia.
I also heard
Yep.
Bryan Cranston on Jimmy Fallon, and they were trying to throw words at him, and he was trying to say badonkadonk, but he came out and said badakondonk. And
Badonkadonk is certainly a little bit more difficult. Sorry,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I love
like it.
Badakon. Wait, how do you say
Badakongkong.
Cyan Kong Kong.
I love Kong Kong. By the way, now pronunciation of the word lieutenant,
right?
In England is lieutenant.
Lieutenant,
but I think
yes.
it's spelled the same, is it not?
I thought it was.
Yeah.
So lieutenant. Absolutely, Lieutenant.
Where do they get that from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why do you bring it up?
Dan, ice cream.
Lieutenant Dan, would you like some ice cream? We're all savoring our injuries now that we can get free ice cream, Lieutenant Dan.
I'm going to go to Samantha next. Hey, Samantha, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's up, Samantha?
So I'm a teacher, and you remember the Scholastic News?
Yes.
And I had to read an article about a park called Yosemite.
Yes.
Yosemite.
And I'm like reading it, and it's talking like the guys are, and I'm like, isn't that Yosemite? And I'm like, I'm just going with it. Saying it wrong in front of all the students.
Yep,
like,
no.
You don't know this.
So when you found out, so were you in the middle of this when you found out you were pronouncing it incorrectly?
In the middle of reading it, yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Pretty dumb and embarrassing, but then I'm like, well, they're fourth graders. Maybe they don't know what Yosemite is.
Yosemite. I like Yosemite Sam.
Thanks, Samantha.
No problem.
When I said Deshaun in front of you guys, because we were live on the air.
Yeah.
And you guys corrected me. It was the level of embarrassment that hit me was palpable. I could feel the blood drain, and I got like lightheaded, and I'm like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That moment, it freaks you out. I'm sorry, I just turned to my right, and Gritty is waving at me.
Oh my God,
hey Gritty!
It's Gritty.
Gritty. Yeah,
I'd be so embarrassed.
And he's waving to us from Marissa's side. Oh my God, here he comes. Yeah. Oh, he's gyrating. All right. So should we? Yeah. Let me go to another call here. I'm gonna get line. I'm sorry.
You're distracted by Grady.
By Grady. No.
Grady.
Grady. All right. We'll go next to Kristen. Hey, Kristen. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ed.
Hey, good morning to see you, Kristen. What's up?
All right, so the word I used to say was caution.
Say it again.
It's not as good as everybody else's. That's kind of embarrassing. Caution.
Wait, hold on.
Caution?
Yes.
Oh my God. Caution. Caution.
That makes
It's
sense.
incredibly embarrassing. It was probably in the 6th grade when I was saying it, and like
Sixth grade, you're going to get a pass on caution, but still.
Oh my God.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad. But
Don't go in there. The sign says caution.
Yeah.
What did you think it meant?
I don't know. Well, I don't know because underneath of it had the Spanish word peligro in it, and I knew peligro meant caution. So my dumbass, I don't know. I have no idea.
What? I don't know what caution means, but I know that this means caution.
Right. Oh, you poor thing.
Pretty stupid. But
No.
You didn't know. All right. Thanks for sharing, Kristen.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
So as you guys could imagine, in 5th grade, I'd love to stand out in front of everybody. So I purposely, when we were reading out loud, I purposely mispronounced cornucopia.
Right.
Several times because I wanted to I don't know why, man. You know, I just freaking 10 years old, 11 years old. I just want people to, like, I don't know, laugh or
to
something.
pay attention to you.
Pay attention to me? Dude, nobody corrected me. The teacher, not
They
one
probably
person.
didn't know.
Not one person. But this is also the same class. Yeah?
How did you pronounce it?
I said cornucopia. I added a syllable. I don't know.
It was close enough.
I just wanted to stand out, and it's embarrassing to even tell the story. But that same year, that same teacher, that same class, there was a story that we were reading out loud, and one of the characters' name was Pusey, and we pronounced it not that way.
Yeah.
Wow. Several times. Not on purpose. We just thought
Was it P-U-S-S-Y?
No, it was P-U-S-E-Y.
Okay.
But like, I mean, they corrected us on that one. I
Yeah.
think it's pronounced Pusey.
I like it. Let me go next to, we have Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Morning.
Hey, good morning to see you.
Good morning, What's up, bud?
So I remember the first time that I ever saw this word, and I've been pronouncing it for years. I saw Spygot.
Spigot.
Spigot.
Spygot.
Because in Philadelphia, I always pronounced it S-P-I-C-K-E-T. Spigot.
Yeah, spigot. Me too. That's what I thought. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I remember I remember early on seeing that word spelled out, and I'm like, I didn't know what it meant, and I was like, because I always thought it was a CK.
Right.
Spigot.
Of course. Spigot.
Spigot.
100%.
Well done.
Spigot.
Spygot. All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Spygot.
Appreciate that, bud. All right. We'll go to Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Good morning.
Welcome.
Welcome to see you. I don't know how to respond to that. What's up, Jackie? Oh no.
And it was a contractor, and they were out on a job, and they pulled up to the building, and he read the sign, and he said, "What the hell is an episcopal?"
Episcopal.
Yeah. His crew couldn't correct him because they were laughing too hard.
Oh, no.
Episcopal.
They were really
oh,
supportive.
yeah. Well, how does Presbyterian get handled by some people? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't tried. I said, let's just stop. Let's stop trying.
Episcopal is great.
Wow.
Sounds like a medical procedure.
Thanks, Jackie.
Doesn't it? By the way, Keith Morrison from Dateline consistently says Wednesday.
Wednesday. No kidding.
And everyone looks up to him for his narration.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Jackie.
Every time.
Appreciate it. I wonder if anybody has accidentally gone to a physical the rapist before.
Oh, well, yeah. Isn't that the
Celebrity Jeopardy?
Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah,
I'll take the rapist.
The rapist, yeah.
Connor,
right.
Yeah.
Over next to Andy. Andy, good morning.
Good, welcome.
Welcome.
Andy!
Where's Alan? We have Andy. All right, what's up, Andy?
We're just keep it a nooch.
Yeah, same with you, bro.
Keeping it nooch.
Keep it in nooch. I got to bring that back.
Me and my buddies are walking on the boardwalk, and our one friend said, "What the heck is gusty readings?"
Gusty readings?
Yeah,
Gusty.
Gypsy readings.
Gypsy, Gypsy,
Oh, okay.
So, like,
that's
And now his new nickname for the last 10 years is Gusty.
Gupsy.
Yeah, that's way off left. That's a super bank shot on that one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Wow.
We don't let him live that down.
Thank you for carrying that on. I appreciate that. All right, we'll go over next to Amy. Good morning, Amy. That was a champion one there,
amazing.
Amy.
Yeah.
All right, what's up?
So, not sure if you're familiar with a game called Catchphrase.
Yeah.
But we were playing one time with a group of friends, and I had the word polygamy.
Oh, polygamy. Polygamy.
Yeah.
Well, you're playing a game.
Yeah.
Polygamy.
I had no idea that was how you spelled it, and everybody was looking at me like, what is the word that you were trying to have us guess?
It's like monogamy.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
So very
Polygamy.
small at that moment.
Oh my God. And that's it. That's it, Amy. You just feel tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Yep.
How did I not know this? Oh, that's great.
Exactly.
All right,
It
thank you,
is
Amy.
quite possible to not have encountered every word in the English language.
Yeah.
So you're all given the permission to give yourselves a break.
Here, somebody said, I was doing homework with my daughter, and she pronounced Shyamalan. And what do you think she was trying to say?
Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because we do know Shyamalan.
Yeah. What if I were to say it Chamalan?
Chamalan?
Oh, chameleon?
Chameleon. That's
okay.
another one of those
Yeah.
words you
Yeah.
would look at and have to go, wait a second. Here.
Right.
Because you've never seen it before.
Now, it's also the opposite of this is the way you spell things based on the way things are pronounced. And I had gotten emails about the former meteorologist, John Belarus.
I remember John Belarus.
John Belarus.
Belarus, yeah. I remember Patrice O'Neill did a bit on trying to spell the word restaurant.
Yes.
It's just no.
By the way, it's one of those words that no matter how many times you've written it, I've written it many times, in that last second when you're spelling it, you're like, how does it go again? A-U-R-A.
Yeah, I know. We'll go next to Eric. Eric, morning, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The regular Saturday night there.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
Probably more than 35 years ago, I was working construction or early 20s. I was in Norristown. I ran into the original Court Police Deli.
Oh.
Walked up to order a sandwich, and I asked him what the prosciutto was.
Prosciutto.
You're adorable.
Yeah, they lost it, and then they were bringing people out from the back, and they made me say it like 2 or 3
There is a whole host of Italian foods that I will not even make an attempt.
No.
To try and pronounce. Forget it.
And someone
Thanks,
who speaks, who has a little bit of a command of the actual pronunciation, some people would jump all over your ass like mozzarella.
Yeah, of course.
Mozzarella.
Yeah.
You know, it's you got to get used to it.
But when it comes to the different meats, forget it, man. I mean, the gabagool is the classic, and sportsazza or what, all those things. I don't even want to try it.
I won't do it.
I'm going to go to Doug. Hi, Doug. You are on the air. Good morning.
Hey, you guys rock.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. All right. What was it you had an issue with pronouncing?
So this one was kind of backwards. The word voila. I used to, 20 years ago, writing emails, type W-A-L-A.
Yeah.
Voila.
Voila. I mean, that's how it's pronounced.
Yes. It's voila. Right?
Yeah.
And so you do voila. But it'd be absolutely easy to hear it that way.
How do you spell
V-O-I-L-A.
A-L-A? Yeah.
I remember seeing that the first time. You're like, what the hell is that word?
But the V has kind of got more of a W, kind of like in German pronunciations, the V and W's are backwards.
Yes.
So it can be similar to that. Voila.
It's like almost,
Thanks, Doug.
It's almost viola.
Yeah. V-O-I-L-A.
In fact, this is spelled viola.
No, it's the I and the O or
V-O-I-L-A. Okay. Voila. Let's see. We have Marlo. Hi, Marlo.
Oh, no. She was a dancer.
Oh, and by the way, that's Mario.
It's Mario, not Marlo. What's up, Mario?
No, it's all good. It's all. You can call me Luigi. I got 2 of them. All right, one's for me that I called Con Man about, and then the other one I remembered while I was on the phone. I was sick. I asked my wife, who's a nurse, "Hey, what medicine should I take?" She says Tylenol. So I go to the cabinet, and we don't have name brand Tylenol. So I look, I say, "Is it the one that's acetaminophen?"
Acetaminophen?
I cannot help it. That is how I say it. She looked at me like I was so dumb, and I feel so dumb every time I say it in front of anybody else, but I just cannot help it.
Listen, I would buy it.
Acetaminophen oil, please? Number 2, I lived in Arkansas for about 7 years. We were doing like a potluck thing for work. One of the guys I work with, born and bred in Arkansas. He goes, "Oh yeah, man, I'll bring some of them Vienna weenies." And I'm like,
Vienna weenies? Vienna wieners.
I'll bring some of them Vienna weenies. He meant Vienna sausages.
Listen, I grew up hearing it pronounced Vienna sausages.
Vienna sausage.
Yep,
Wow.
I did.
Yeah.
Those Smokies. I was going to say Presbo. You might be able to get that.
Yeah.
By the way,
I'm right there with you, brother.
I'm a fan of Vienna sausage.
Thanks, Mario.
Love ya.
Love ya.
We used to use those for bait.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Totally.
Sure.
I mean, we would eat them too, but we used them for bait, most definitely.
Kathy, along the lines of your O range, because you were kind of reading it as it was being spelled out and upside down. I remember my friend in high school, he was getting ready to look for colleges, and so he was writing them down on a piece of paper, and I'm looking at it upside down. I'm like, Alabama. I'm like, what the hell is Alabama?
Oh, Alabama?
Yes.
Alabama. Oh, I didn't hear the A at the beginning. Oh, that's great.
Alabama.
By the way, according to Kyle, The Kyle Mack here says he likes to order a hamburger on a brioche bun.
Brioche.
Brioche.
Brioche bun. Oh, well, the green muchacho.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No, that's Jackie.
Yeah.
Jackie's
macchiato.
Jackie's mispronunciations are voluminous.
Yes.
I mean, iron.
Well, he's
maiden.
one where you're just like, oh, you just
You
kind
love
of
it.
go with
Just
it.
keep saying it that way,
absolutely.
Like
yeah.
I've got a friend that does that too. She pronounces so much wrong that everyone just kind of like looks and sometimes she'll catch on. She's like, "What? Did I say it wrong? Did I say it wrong?" And we're like, "Yes, you did."
And of course, the kayak. And it's funny because last time, I think we were at the MM barbecue. He's like, so what's that word I can't say? Yeah. Kayak? Yeah, he still can't say it. He definitely can't. All right, well, listen, thank you for sharing. It's insanely embarrassing when it happens. But admitting it and getting it out there and realizing that you are not alone. We have all done this on many occasions. Might make you feel just a tiny bit better. You know, we have a meat need today. We have to take a break because we've got Crumb Bum Cash coming up and Gritty's running around here somewhere. We have a pair of tickets for the Taste Philadelphia Festival, October 20th and 21st at the Valley Forge Casino Resort. And we'll take caller number 18 at 215-263-WMMR.
I don't think it smells good.
And that is courteous. What you're smelling is Oliver's Twist Restaurant. Ooh. They're in Swedesboro, and they brought by seafood chowder and tres leche cornbread. They're an eclectic, upscale, cafeteria-style restaurant in Swedesboro, New Jersey. And Chef Stacy Azanaro brought us the seafood chowder and the tres leches cornbread, which is pretty bad.
Amazing.
So caller number 18. We'll give you those tickets, 215-263-WMMR. Bizarre File coming up, as well as Crumb Bum Cash. Stay with us.
Canned chicken and Doritos. The Iron Chi-Chi chefs will prepare new, original Chi-Chi never tasted before. Reputations are on the line in the Preston and Steve studio, where the Chi-Chi chefs pit their garbage bag creations against one another. What inspiration do our challengers bring? The heat is on. Who will be the Iron Chi-Chi chef?
Wow. All right.
Love it.
And by the way, the winner of the competition will get the coveted Golden Shiv Award. That is correct. Which we have in the corner. Now, to paint the picture, our studio has been completely done up to mimic a prison. So we actually have bars on the windows. We have our various cell blocks, which are numbered and lettered. And we also have what you can and cannot do. There are some rules on the walls as well. In fact, it says privileges. You are entitled to food, clothing, shelter, and medical attention. Anything else that you get is a privilege.
Yes.
And we also have our prison commissary set up, which is being guarded by a full-size Hannibal Lecter statue that we have in the corner. And he is holding the Golden Shiv Award.
Yes.
And listen, guys, just to be nice, we're also going to throw in a couple of other things. We have some toilet wine that we have over there in the corner. We have an actual toilet in the corner with a jug of wine in it. You'll win that too. And we'll also give you a $100 Visa gift card. So we have our three judges. We have Nick, Michael, and Joe. Let's now meet our contestants this morning, okay? And their intros are short as well. Let's welcome Iron Chi-Chi Tim to the program.
What's going on, guys?
How are you, Tim?
Good. How are you?
Very, very good. Now, we're not going to go into the specifics of everybody's background and how they ended up where they ended up, but how long were you incarcerated?
3 months.
3 months. Okay, so a little bit of time, not a whole lot.
No, but you make a couple Chi-Chis a day, so.
Okay.
So a couple of days. Now, Tim was assuring me. He said, emphatically, he said, don't dismiss this, basically. You're going to love the way this stuff tastes.
Really?
Correct, Tim?
I actually emailed Casey and I said I'd like to place a bet with everybody about them liking it because it is top notch, guaranteed.
All right. Yes. Do you still make it, even though you're
Not recently. When I first came home, I was making it like every day still. You kind of get used to it and the flavor. And
you miss it.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, that's Tim. Let's meet our next contestant, the second Iron Chi-Chi. Welcome, Chris, to the studio this morning.
Thank you.
Chris, how are you?
Doing well. You?
Doing well. And for how long were you behind bars?
24 months to the day.
Wow.
To the day?
To the day.
Wow. So you didn't get out for good behavior then?
Nope.
Okay. But how's your Chi-Chi?
It might be a little rusty. It's been a few years since I've been away on vacation, but it's all still here.
Vacation. No, Chris, that the fact that you stepped away from it might breed a little bit more creativity and improvisation.
A little bit. I have been a cook for about 20 years. That was my main profession. And then,
So you're bringing that wealth of knowledge into your Chi Chi preparation.
A little bit.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, good luck to you. And let's go over to our final Iron Chi Chi. This is Mike, everyone. Let's hear from Mike.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you,
By the way, sorry for bothering you at work.
Oh, it's good.
All right,
Sorry to bother you on parole.
That's been going for a long time now. So.
Mike's actually wearing a prison T-shirt, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. Mike, if you can turn around.
What is DWHCF?
George W. Hill. George W. Hill Correctional Facility.
No kidding.
That's a Delco. Yes. Delco, baby.
What pride. Delco. What pride.
Hold on, they sell T-shirts, or did you make that?
No. I kind of took it with me when I left, even though you're not supposed to.
So you robbed the prison.
You took something on the way out of prison.
You gotta have a reminder to not go back.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not a Marriott.
All right. So for how long were you away, Mike?
A little over 7 months.
Okay.
I did 3 different times. One was a weekend, one was 12 days, and the longest was just over 7 months.
But you had your Chi Chi experiences and your Chi Chi preparation skills are up to snuff?
I actually emailed Casey. I told him Chi Chis aren't even the best thing that they make there. So
Yeah, he said he was going to make a Stromboli.
Wow. They call it a wrap in Delco. It's a Stromboli in where Tim's from.
Okay.
All
right.
And by the way, these guys all sat in the lobby together for a little while, and so they were sharing stories. None of them served time at the same place. They were all 4 different places.
Perfect. Then we might get 4 different completely. Foods are they're just different regions.
Italian cuisine
that will give you different tastes. So maybe we'll experience that as well. Okay. Are you guys ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. Let's Iron Chi Chi. Head over to the commissary and get what ingredients you guys need. I see immediately that Tim is going for the cheese puffs and ramen noodles, and Mike seems to be still considering what he wants. Chris has grabbed a lot of macaroni and cheese.
We have enough for everybody of every ingredient. So
So I see Chris took all the ramen noodles.
There's more up there.
That's not right.
There's a whole nother.
No, that's good. They're sharing as you do in prison.
Yeah, not unlike Iron Chef. I mean, there's a pantry of items that you can go to. Now I see some Cheez-Its are being taken, or no, not Cheez-Its. Is that rice? I believe Tim has some minute rice, instant white rice.
Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, Cheese Whiz.
Refried beans.
Refried beans. Very good for that Mexican sort of flavor.
We have both Cool Ranch Doritos and regular Doritos.
Did you need beef ramens? Because that's top shelf right there.
Top shelf too.
That is top shelf beef ramen right there, buddy.
What are the flavors of ramen we have, Casey?
Just beef and chicken.
Okay.
And did everybody? So everybody has the ramen. Did everybody grab a summer sausage? Is that the common ingredient?
I think they call it a beef stick, Casey.
Yeah, each person has grabbed one.
So they do have beef stick. Yeah.
Case, we know that at least one served in a Delaware County prison. Is anybody served in a Bucks County prison?
I think the rest of them, yeah.
Okay, because I would imagine that's going to be like a higher class Chi Chi.
Tim's doing a fist pump.
Buck skull. All the way. I'm looking at Chris. He's got a technique where he's smashing up the cheese puffs inside the bag.
That seems like a common
tactic. All break down, so it's like a cheese sauce, no chunks.
Oh, okay, and you're going to mix that with the hot water?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, all right. So
we used to let it sit in the sink and run the hot water over it. That would be the insulation idea he's using, but we're going to have to.
So there's very similar techniques being employed here, but a different selection of menu items, which I think is intriguing.
Oh, you know what? Preston had a question yesterday about smoking in prison. Is it illegal to smoke cigarettes, and do people smoke? Yeah. But you can smell it though.
I can only speak on Bucks, but it is illegal to smoke in Bucks County Jail. Mm-hmm. People do smoke in the jail. But
if it's an infraction, though, they can send you to jail, can't they?
That's the thing that sucks, is you might actually get arrested.
But all right, so if you were to smoke, where would you smoke?
I'm not going to say that you empty the toilet out and then blow the smoke through the pipes and flush the toilet. But if I had to take a guess right now, that would be my assumption.
So the toilet is just not for pooping anymore.
Oh, not at all.
It's an oven.
It's an oven.
It's an aeration system.
It's a hot tub at times.
It's a hot tub.
You bored?
Prison sounds great.
Bucks is also known as Bucks County
Country Club.
There we go. She knows.
We have a ripped bag. We have a ripped bag.
We've got more bags. I bought 1,000 of them.
There is. There's a mess all over the place.
Chris is helping out Tim. Cooks are coming together.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. By the way, Tim, that looks disgusting.
But it smells so good.
Does it really?
I swear it does. Although I'm a little Tim might have gotten some contraband.
Oh, really?
No.
He snuck a packet of sugar over here.
Oh, no.
Casey
That's
got
allowed?
that.
Sugar was allowed.
All right, that was one of the items. You can get that at the commissary. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put about a 10. What?
He called me a rat.
WMMR.
All right, 7:55. We're getting right back into things. We're going to go live on Fox Good Day in 30 seconds, I've been told. And actually, are they at Chickies and Pete's? Is that where they are? Yeah. Yep, in South Philly. Broadcasting live today to get ready, obviously, for the game tonight. So we'll hold off on traffic for a second, Kath, and we will find out what they've, got going on there. I want to mention that we have a secret text word. It's your chance to win some tickets to see Chris Tucker, who's going to be in town next Wednesday, October 18th at the Met. It's called the Legend Tour. And if you're interested, just text word secret to 39333 and we'll bounce that word back to you. All right, we're going. That's what the music means. Let's see how they're doing. Chickies and Pete's.
Hey, we're back at Chickies and Pete's. That's where we are. I've been here so many times. Hey, Preston and Steve, I have in my hand, I don't know if you can see us or not, a marshmallow hat or helmet, right? Marshmallow helmet for Brandon Marsh. Have you had him on the show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've had him on a few times. We went down to spring training earlier this year and hung out with him, and then we had him on just a few weeks ago. He is a great guy. We found out he has something in common with Casey. He's terrified of sharks.
It's not that he's terrified. He hates him with a white-hot passion, is how that goes down.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and I don't blame the guy. Yes, he is a lot of fun. He's like full of energy, and that's what we need, and it's really good whenever we get to talk to him.
Well, Preston and Steve, your listeners, are they big sports fans? Do they follow the Phillies as much as we do?
No, they don't follow any of the local teams. No, yes, of course, they're going out of their minds.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something that we spent a whole lot of time diving deep into the X's and O's of sports, but I mean, we're definitely fans, and you can feel it anytime any one of our teams starts to get into contention that everybody's psyched about it.
That's when you turn things up. Now, I just want to know if Nick is bringing the champagne again. Out there?
Yes, absolutely,
like
Alex.
time?
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow night. I'm not going to the game tonight, but I'm also just really excited as a Phillies fan, as a guy who has to get up and be at work at 5 in the morning, that there's a start time at 5 p.m. tonight and 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So for us, for our schedule, that's a little bit better.
Yep.
And a lot of parents are excited, too, because they can get the kids in bed.
Right.
Because it's so early, thank goodness.
Yeah, for sure.
I think just
but I bet a lot of people are going to be calling it out at work.
Yeah. In general, people are just excited because they love this team. And you're talking about the players, and they're just incredibly likable. They're good. They're fun to watch. Preston goes on about just how just wonderful they are and wonderful they are. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
They seem like nice people. They look like they're having a good time.
And
like
they know how to
kids.
party. I want to see another. I want to go in the locker room every time. My gosh.
They would let you in the locker room, Alex, anytime.
I think they would. The whole thing wrapped in plastic. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Let's
All
go.
right, go Phils.
Done
Go
time.
Phils. So live at Chickies and Pete's as they're getting set for it. We're going to take a look at traffic now. Kathy, what is going on so far this morning?
I'm just glad there was no delay in that last interview you just did. 95 northbound is stopped between Allegheny and the Betsy Ross Bridge. There's police activity off to the shoulder. JFK Boulevard, both directions being affected by an accident at the Schuylkill Expressway. Traffic is being diverted around the area. Also jammed on South 95 from Cottman through to the Betsy Ross Bridge in New Jersey, 42 north. Slowing from the Black Horse Pike to Lower Landing Road, an accident just cleared. 55 northbound heavy Deptford to the 42 freeway, and then in Hamilton, 12th Street at Mays Landing Road, there's an accident. This traffic report brought to you by coalitionforcharters.org. Every child deserves a great public school that meets their needs, and charter schools are an option that's free, public, and open to all. Find out more at coalitionforcharters.org. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, we got to do this.
93.3 WMMR, Philadelphia.
You're a real crumb bum.
It's time for a crumb bum cash keyword.
All right, and that word is audio, A-U-D-I-O, or audio, if you want to pronounce it that way. You have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. There are 3 ways for you to do it. You can enter it at WMMR.com or on the MMR app, or you can text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. And one random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest. Each winner will get a call from Beasley, so make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com. And it is sponsored by Horizon Services. So again, the word is audio, A-U-D-I-O. So make sure that you enter that now. And apparently, Marissa has been fired, and Gritty is now the associate producer for the Preston and Steve
That
show.
would explain the Gritty photos now appearing on the screen in the studio here, Preston.
So Gritty has come in and is sat in next to Connor, where Marissa is working next to, and apparently Gritty is now pulling up all of the video feed that runs in our studio here on our monitors, and it's all pictures of Gritty.
Naked Gritty, by the way.
Yes.
Naked Gritty.
And the Gritty calendar, yes? That's where, yes, very cool.
We need to find out what the story is with the Gritty and the Gritty calendar and all that. So I guess we're going about regular business then?
Yeah, all right,
yes. Let's do the B file and let's fire it up right now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Leukemia Lymphoma Society. You can join Nick McElwain and Team Luke and the LLS Light the Night Walk, Saturday, October 28th, Philadelphia Museum of Art Steps. You can visit the events page on WMMR.com to join Team Luke or to donate. So thieves in Nebraska managed to swipe thousands of dollars in merchandise from a vintage clothing store this summer, but police recently revealed they mostly made off with a bunch of shoes only for the left feet.
That's great.
The Lincoln Police Department responded to the store called
He's got 2 left feet.
Exclusive Hype, and after a neighbor saw one of the store's windows had been shattered, they contacted police along with the store owners. And a VW Atlas was seen in security footage pulling up to the location about 4 a.m. and 3 suspects exited the vehicle. Police determined the suspect stole roughly $20,000 in merchandise, including clothing and shoes, and it was revealed that the suspect mostly stole single shoes for left feet.
They informed the right shoe store that they might be facing a theft.
Police are still searching for the 3 suspects and are asking members of the police to speak to the department. A similar crime unfolded in central Peru earlier this year when 3 suspects stole more than 200 sneakers from a shoe store. The merchandise was valued at about $13,000, but they only got away with shoes for the right feet. So maybe these 2 groups need to meet up.
Yeah.
All right, here's a story out of Connecticut. A 74-year-old school bus driver has been arrested for ramming a taxi 5 times. The school bus was carrying 9 minors and a coach at the time. The taxi had 1 minor in the vehicle.
You kids out for some fun?
The incident took place during dismissal. The front of the school bus repeatedly struck the rear of the taxi 5 times. Both vehicles left the scene without reporting the incident. No injuries were reported. The operator of the school bus, William Slavinsky, was arrested and charged with evading responsibility, reckless driving, and 9 counts of risk to minors.
It's not like he hit it 10 times.
The operator of the taxi, Brian Neal, was also arrested and charged with evading responsibility because he left the scene, I guess. All right, here is an unfortunate follow-up to a story we had just last week. Dorothy Hoffner, the 104-year-old Chicagoan who recently attempted to set a world record as the oldest person to parachute from a plane, died on Monday. I mean, right after she did this, I guess.
They said the skydiving clearly is the thing that killed her.
No, they did not
They
say
didn't say that?
A
Okay.
spokesperson for Hoffner said they were honored the skydiving experience. October 1st was able to serve as an incredible cap to her exciting, well-lived life.
Really, cool that she went out that way. I mean, she got to do something that was very important to her.
It was her second time falling from the sky, following her first jump when she was 100 and had to be pushed out of the aircraft. This most recent time, she insisted on leading the jump from 13,500 feet while tethered to a U.S. Parachute Association certified instructor. The dive lasted 7 minutes, so 104. Wow. Hundreds of vagina casts believed to have been on their way to a gallery spilt out onto the road in Russia after a traffic jam.
Oh, yeah.
Bizarre footage.
You're going to be my regular Saturday nighting. Oh, yeah.
Bizarre footage shot by a passerby shows the trail of casts leading up to the back of the truck. Local media reports the casts were reloaded and the driver sorted out the blame for the crash without calling in police. The footage shows a man believed to be the driver of the truck trying to sort out the cargo and trying to get back on board.
We're knee-deep in coolers.
The department, regional headquarters of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, later said in a statement there was apparently no significant material damage and no one called the traffic police at the time.
Put our best vagina men on this one.
Artists often turn to vaginas when they want to create a buzz about their work. A Brazilian sculptor, Juliana Nattori, split critics with a giant 100-foot vagina created on a hillside from concrete. Yes, so, but this time they spilled all over a Russian highway.
Oops.
All right, this is ridiculous. A children's book has been removed from the shelf and put on the watch list in Alabama because the author's last name is Gay.
Huh.
Mary Louise Gay is the author of the picture book called Read Me a Story, Stella, which is about a brother and sister who read books together and build a doghouse. It was put on the list of sexually explicit books by Huntsville-Madison County Public Library.
And all it is the author's name.
That's it.
Huh.
The contents of the book depict nothing about sex. Gay's publicist, Kristen Broussard, said that the author's books have never been mistakenly censored. I mean, they're children's books. Alex Kim Yon, the circulation manager at the library, said the branch manager made the move made them move the book to an adult section of the library. On the order of executive director Cindy Hewitt, books in the library had to be cross-referenced with the Alabama Public Library Service of challenged titles and then displayed on a spreadsheet.
And yet they left up The Lonely Lion by John Dickford.
Hewitt soon admitted that the book should never be added to the list and was only because of the word gay, and it was a name. Banned books are often young adult fiction text, typically those dealing with lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer themes, or with queer protagonists, as well as those that tackle race and identity. Kim Yon hopes that Hewitt apologizes for her mistake, as many of the books on this new censored list at the Alabama Library have previously been checked out and renewed 8,000 times. All right, then we'll do one more story and wrap up. An Iowa woman flying into Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport last Friday declared that she was bringing back a small box of giraffe feces in her luggage.
Oh, it's the holiday season.
After returning to the U.S. from a trip to Africa, agricultural specialists seized the box of droppings after the woman said she planned to use it to make a necklace.
Of giraffe crap?
I guess so. LaVonda D. Sutton Burke, the CBP director, said there's a real danger in bringing fecal matter into the U.S. If this person
we don't have enough here.
Had entered the U.S. and had not declared these items, there's a high possibility a person could have contracted a disease from this jewelry and developed serious health issues.
What would one get from giraffe crap?
The feces was destroyed. They said it's actually not illegal to import animal feces into the United States. However, it requires a veterinary services permit to do so to avoid spread of diseases and invasive pests.
It's too much work.
The box of giraffe feces was obtained from Kenya, where a number of livestock diseases are present.
There you go.
So it can happen. And that is what we have in the Bizarre File for you this morning. All right, we shall take a break. A reminder, you have about 7 minutes or so left to get the word audio sent over to us for Crumb Bum Cash. So make sure you do that now. All right, the word is audio, AUDIO. What are we doing?
We have a charity thing that we're going to do
okay,
right
all right.
now. Yeah.
Well, then let's do that.
Yay!
You want me to rewind?
Yeah, please back that up if you wouldn't mind.
Forget about it.
Okay. All right, so the 5th annual Market Street Run for the Blue is this Saturday at 8 a.m., and we have from the Philadelphia Police Foundation, Mr. Eric Cushing, who is joining us this morning. Eric, good morning, sir. Oh, wait, hold on. I had the wrong thing turned up. Eric, can you hear me now? Can we hear you?
I can hear you. Can
That's
you hear me?
it.
You were just flustered because of the giraffe crab story, so sorry about that.
No. I was laughing from yesterday's Phantom of the Supermarket and was going to bring you guys some expensive wheels of cheese if I was there this morning.
We appreciate the you thinking of us, man. But no, so this event is coming up. It's this Sunday, and this is a really cool event, obviously, to help the Philadelphia Police Foundation, but also to get out and be a part of a run.
Yeah.
These runs are becoming more and more popular. So tell us a little bit about the event, if you would.
Yeah, so we pitch it as kind of a mini Broad Street run. So instead of running Broad Street, you're running Market. Instead of running 10 miles, you're running 5 miles. It is a 5-miler, not a 5K. Right. You can run it or walk it. We're expecting about 1,500 people. I'd say the majority run it, but you can walk this. It's an out and back. So as long as you keep a 20-minute pace, we welcome walkers, strollers, the whole 9 yards. You can get everything at marketstreetrun.org. And as always, benefits the Philly Police Foundation.
And explain what the Philly Police Foundation does. You guys do great work.
Yeah, Steve. So basically where the city's budget ends, our work begins. Could be everything from, I'll give you a sampling of what we've purchased just in the last 6 months. We purchased 12 new highway patrol motorcycles, 80 bike patrols. So bicycles, they're like Trek bikes, they're Hero bikes. We've purchased 6 canines and 4 mounted unit horses. So just in the last 6 months, that's some of the work that we've done to support the department, make the city safer, make the department safer.
Well, it's the stuff that's essential when you're out and you're sending, officers out to do what they're supposed to do, which is to keep us safe and make sure that they're, interceding in issues that are going on, and they have to be prepared. So all of this stuff is absolutely necessary. So, and by the way, 5 miles, a lot of people, that's manageable.
Definitely.
5-mile run is not that bad.
And that's for, and the Broad Street run sells out like that.
Yeah.
And if that might be a little too overwhelming for you, this is a great alternative to that. And 5 miles, you can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah, so a 5K is 3.1 miles. So you're tacking on a little bit to that, but I agree. I'm a weekend warrior type guy, never been a really good runner. 5 is a nice challenge. So we welcome, we'll have some very, very competitive runners. I was thinking instead of giving them medals, we'll give them wheels of cheese, right? That's the new
who doesn't love a wheel of cheese?
A wheel of cheese is awesome. Yeah.
So what
just wheels of cheese?
You mentioned
expensive wheels of cheese.
You mentioned Market Street. What is the course that people will be running?
Yep. So we'll start at Front and Dock, right behind the Old City Marriott. You'll make a left onto Market at basically Front Street, and you'll take Market from 2nd all the way to just before 30th Street Station. I think it's technically 25th Street if there were streets in there, but you're over the Schuylkill River at that point. You'll turn around, you'll come back, you'll go around the south side of City Hall, and you'll basically finish. You actually make a right on 3rd Street, right past Independence Mall, and we'll finish on the Aqueduct Road, right under the Penn's Landing sign, just about right at 2nd and Market.
And correct me if I'm wrong,
great course.
Sunday's going to be a little bit cooler. Should be right, Preston? The forecast
should be good running.
Should be
weather,
perfect. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and you're right.
Perfect running weather.
And you're right. Market that's a great place to have a nice scenic run through the city. I love it.
Excellent. Yeah, very flat. No hills. A good challenge, as you guys said, but also not overwhelming. Not 10 miles. You got to train for 10 miles if you're doing Broad Street. You don't really have to train for 5 miles. You can get out there and give it a go.
Nice. And you can walk it if you want to, so it's not a problem.
How about signing up and all those particulars?
Yeah, marketstreetrun.org, Preston, marketstreetrun.org. It's $50. Again, all proceeds benefit the Philly Police Foundation. We're going to do something special this year where the final mile will be in remembrance of any police officer who lost their life serving the city of Philadelphia in the line of duty. Wonderful. So we're going to have a special final mile this year, and we'll make that an annual tradition as part of the run.
Excellent. Wonderful. I'm glad that things are going well. MarketStreetRun.org. Get signed up. It's this Sunday. It's not too late to do it. It's 8 a.m. And 5 miles, that's a good one. I like that. Excellent. All right, Eric, good luck with the event. We appreciate you checking in. All right, man?
Thank you for the support. We appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Our pleasure. Eric Cushing, Philadelphia Police Foundation, right there for you. Details at WMMR.com if you need them. Now we'll take a break, and we'll come back in just a moment or two. Let's give away another gift card because I just had some of the seafood chowder and the tres leche cornbread.
You were freaking out.
Oh, my God. It is fantastic. So I tell you what, we'll take. We're gonna give away a pair of tickets to the Taste Philadelphia event, which is the 20th and 21st Valley Forge Casino Resort. Call number 15-215-263-WMMR. But thank you to Oliver's Twist Restaurant there in Glassboro. So I got to make sure I get that. But Stacy, the chef, is very proud of her creation.
Oh, well,
and
she should be.
She should be because it is wonderful. And it's a unique twist of traditional food. Stacy is going to be on the main stage at Taste Philadelphia Festival of Food and Wine on October 21st at Valley Forge Casino Resort. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on
Snitches get stitches, bitch.
Catch that golden shank.
Don't worry. Nick's already had the butt stuff. It's okay.
So, Mike, let's ask you about what our chefs are going to have here. If you were to describe this dish, what would you say about it?
It's basically like a poor man's mac and cheese.
A poor man's mac and cheese.
Okay.
Like if you took Franken beans and got rid of the beans part and made it with mac and cheese.
Okay.
Our judges, Nick Elmy, owner and head chef at Laurel, Michael Klein, who's been writing about food for a long time, and then Joe, who's actually done some time and had Chi-Chi on several occasions. Nick, what do you think of our first creation from Mike here, the poor man's mac and cheese?
10 for presentation, if we're grading on 10.
Okay.
It's like you took ramen and dumped mac and cheese on top of it with some spicy sauce and some sausage. It's I don't know. I would like to know what the sodium count is. I could have a stroke.
This is disgusting. I mean, no disrespect, Mike. But
You really sugarcoated it.
It doesn't seem like there's much to it. The ramen, you did get the ramen soft, which I'll give you credit for, but it's just, yeah.
It's just,
the presentation though was incredible.
Let's go over to Joe, the Chi-Chi master. Joe.
All right. Well, from an inmate standpoint, it's pretty bad.
Okay. Well, we want to get that perspective.
It's wet. It's super wet, and it's not.
Oh, that's right. You like it dry. You said that earlier. Okay.
Mine's pretty short and sweet. Never used the pickles before, so I just have the shredded cheese, some of the cheese whiz, beef stick, ramen, a little bit of hot sauce.
What do you think of this particular Chi-Chi?
Again, it's super wet. This one, there's less taste. It's I'm absolutely convinced that I only ate this stuff because I was starving.
Have you ever had a salt lick?
Yeah. You know what?
With cheese. It's
a salt lick with cheese. That's what you're calling this. All right.
Were you in for assault?
Michael, very good.
Sorry.
All right. I do appreciate the added texture of what are those nachos at the end?
The little bit of the jalapeno chips I put on.
Perfect.
To take it over the edge a
Beautiful
little
touch
bit, a
right
little
at the end.
extra.
It does taste like someone found noodles and put the movie cheese on top of it. But I mean, yes, I like it a lot.
Okay, he likes it a lot.
Really?
Wow,
Those words
dude.
came out of your mouth?
Chris, write that down. Nick Elmy of Laurel says, I like it a lot.
Tim is garnishing the dishes.
Yep, and Marissa is handing them out now. So we'll start this time. We'll let the judges sample this, and it definitely looks completely different than the others. The other ones definitely had a very moist consistency to them, a little bit on the runny side as well. This looks dry. And we'll let our judges get a quick taste, so it's going to be completely different.
Much different.
Yeah, in fact, it's dense. This weighs a lot. All right, let's go to Michael Klein. You need a little bit more time on that, Michael?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
You sure?
Keep eating, my guy. I got plenty more.
I actually like this one the best. It's, even though there's more texture to it.
Okay. And that helps out.
I think.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Nick Elmy next.
I'm actually going to agree with that. Wow. It has a very rice and beans kind of flavor to it.
Okay.
The Doritos on top are pretty good. easily my favorite one.
Okay, and then let's go over to Joe. What do you think?
This is definitely the best one. So would you agree, Nick?
Yeah.
That it's definitely the consistency thing, right?
Yeah, it's a consistency thing.
All right, so it is. It's time. It's officially time to find out who our Iron Cheat Sheet champion of 2017, because we have to do this every year now.
I think so.
Oh, we gotta wait for some next people to get out of prison.
Let's go voting one at a time. We have Mike who went first, Chris was second, and then Tim was third. Let's start with Nick Elmy. Nick?
Yeah, I think Tim looks the most dangerous, so he wins.
So we have one vote for Tim. Let's go to Michael Klein.
I'll go with Tim also.
And is it going to be a clean sweep, Joe?
It is.
Tim! The Iron Cheat Sheet, Tim. Let's get a word from our winner, Tim. How do you feel?
I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, even better news. Kathy cleaned out her closet.
Yeah. Wow.
You should put something up on social media about the journey.
I think it's very brave of you.
Yeah.
To get in there and
I really appreciate it.
and clean out your closet.
It was difficult for me.
There was an extra sock that was unaccounted for. She broke out her documents and her spreadsheets. I can't imagine a Kathy closet was in bad shape.
You needed help with this?
I know.
I'm telling you, it got
freaky.
It just got I was like overwhelmed.
Carrie.
And I've known for, a while now that I need to do it. And every time I would go to do it, I wouldn't get it done. And to be honest with you, I asked a couple people to come in and help me. People got canceled, whatever it was.
Some help and I need it now.
Stop.
Carrie, when you went in, did Kathy take mud and put it under her eyes and tie a red bandana around her head?
She's rosy.
Oh no! It's time. We're going in. It's gonna get bloody.
Oh
Carrie,
my God.
these are the people I work with.
Wait a second. This still has a tag on it. I never wore it.
Doesn't this go on your legs?
Yeah. It's good on my legs. I haven't shaved my legs.
Sorry, Carrie.
Great to work with.
Yeah.
She was an ideal client. I was asking her the question, Kathy, do you really need 25 black, tank tops? No, you don't. When was the last time you wore this outfit? Do you want to wear this outfit again?
Tell them about my sock situation.
Exactly. Kathy probably had enough socks for probably about,
Coming back, being called sock wearers. People spit on. Hey, where's your socks?
You should donate your socks to
Carrie,
high
how
school
much
kids.
did you sell Kathy's throwaway underwear for?
I was actually thinking of that.
Listen, I had bags of throw it out, bags of consign, bags of donate. I mean, there was a ton of
So you had
stuff.
plans for these. But do you have family members that you'll let do a once over?
Yeah, like I separated it.
Yeah.
I organized the.
So you know who would
yeah, like I
maybe
just
like something?
Right, exactly. A couple and like nicer things. I'm not going to take my junk and try to pawn it off on somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's stuff that I threw out that I'm not, have stains on it, rips in it, like whatever it is.
This one has skid marks.
Listen,
you know that didn't happen in any of my items.
There's some pretty severe stuff. This one looks like an Ohio road map.
I kid you not. If you brought in old throwaway panties, we could give them away. We could
I'm not
absolutely
giving away my underwear.
We could auction them off for charity.
Absolutely.
How
Or
much?
like,
When's your underwear going for?
we could even do like a buck a sniff or something like that,
Does it smell like cod or salmon?
You could do a kissing booth with your panties.
Yeah.
I did throw away a lot of underwear.
Yeah.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys read the sex issue of Philly Mag that came out last month? It was,
No.
There was it was an interesting read, but there was a woman who is now an escort, and the way that she got her start was by selling her panties online.
There you go.
Yeah.
There are, and we have not made this up. In Japan, there are vending machines that sell used, worn, they claim, worn panties.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a vending, because you're on the go,
right?
Your perversion doesn't stop, for anyone.
You got to get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee and a quick sniff, and I'll be in by 10. Yeah, that was our meetings at 10. Great. I have time for coffee, a bagel, and a quick sniff.
Quick.
I'll see you in 10 minutes, Yakamoto. Yeah, I'm going to have some coffee, put a woman's panties on my head, and then I'll be in.
On my way.
Yeah. Going to sniff the microfibers out of that sucker. I should see you by 11. Is that a conference call? Good, then I can keep the panties on my head.
Right, exactly. All right, and then finally, Tom Hiddleston does not want to talk about that time he wore that I Love TS t-shirt. So shut up about it.
Shut up, you whore!
Jesus.
We have audio of him on the Today Show. Shut up! Shut up!
Stinking whore.
God damn it!
All right.
Shut up!
Whoa.
All right. So
No, he was Savannah Guthrie asked. I think he does. He toes the line, and he is able to deflect these things, and he's a very nice guy and wants to talk about the industry and all that stuff, but he's trying to keep his private life private.
I have a different anecdote, but let's listen to this.
Okay.
This.
Shut up!
Here it is.
I read a GQ profile of you, and don't kill me for asking, but of course, it was asked about your relationship with Taylor Swift. And I thought when I read it, I thought you gave really thoughtful answers, and I wondered, what it was like to kind of go through all that and to be in the public eye in that way. It must have been kind of...
It's already in the public eye. All right, anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's a stupid question.
Disconcerting.
Well, it's, I
Shut up! What the hell? I'm gonna hit you!
make a clear distinction between my work, which I absolutely dedicate myself to, which is for the public. I really believe in that relationship between an actor and the audience. There is no, you can't call yourself an actor without the audience. And my private life is private.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Listen, there's enough to talk to this guy about outside of his 10-minute fling with Taylor Swift, which has been over for a long time now.
He's got a major movie coming out. Yeah. I tell you what, though, I could see him definitely as James Bond if Daniel Craig, who I think is phenomenal, steps away from it. He could definitely do it.
I think he'd be great. So anyway, in this other interview. The Telegraph reporter asked him if he regretted the relationship and the publicity and all that stuff.
What I will regret is in about a minute when I fart into your mouth. Which I'm going to do. I'll regret it for the briefest period of time, and then I'll smile. Because I've known I've shut you up by floating a fecal cloud down that gob of yours. After asking such a ridiculous question.
According to the reporter, Hiddleston responded testily, asking him, "What should I regret in your mind? I would rather not talk about this if that's all right."
Yeah.
He continued, reflecting, saying, "I'm just thinking about this. Everyone is entitled to a private life. I love what I do, and I dedicate myself with absolute commitment to making great art and great entertainment. And in my mind, I don't conflict the two. My work is in the public sphere, and I have a private life, and those two things are separate."
Yeah.
And now I'm going to fart in your mouth.
Yeah. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to blow an air biscuit down your gullet.
Yeah. Finally, it's pretty cool, man. Coming up June 2nd is U2's Joshua Tree at 30 collection, which will be released in numerous CD, digital, and vinyl formats. According to the band's press release, alongside the 11-track album, the Super Deluxe Collector's Edition includes a live recording of the Joshua Tree Tour 1987 Madison Square Garden concert.
Wow.
Rarities and B-sides from the album's original recording sessions, as well as 2017 remixes from Daniel Lanois, St. Francis Hotel, Jackknife Lee, Steve Lillywhite, and...
WMMR.
All right, thank you. Excuse me very much, Kathy. So the National League Division Series returns to Philadelphia today. Games 3 and 4, and that's all we're going to need, by the way, I think, because our boys are going to bring it home and take care of business. Are taking place here in Philadelphia. Please welcome our good friend, John Brazier.
Hey! What's up, guys? I told you I'd be back. Yes. And I will be back next week, too, right? Because I agree with you, Preston. We are going to take the next two starting tonight. So I got to tell you, though, we're talking off the air. It was a gut punch. I know Nick Castellanos said it was a punch in the face, and we can respond back. But watching that game, I'm sure like a lot of people in the Philadelphia area, I felt like Vinko Bogataj. Do you know who Vinko Bogataj is?
Please elaborate.
Do you remember, if you're at a certain age, you might not know the name, but you know the image? Jim McKay, Wide World of Sports, when they say the thrill of victory and then the agony of defeat.
Yes.
Vinko Bogataj was a Slovenian ski jumper that literally crash and burn yard sale off the jump. And that was me after the game. And even yesterday, I think I was pretty much Vinko Bogataj.
Or the dude who runs into the pommel horse. That's a good one, too.
Going into the pommel horse, exactly. I could have been that guy, too.
Yeah, listen, it was horrifying, and I checked in quickly because, and you know, that's what I do. I don't watch because I've never seen. I want them to win, so it's just my superstition.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I tuned in for a second. I'm like, they got this, and then I'm like, what? When I found out the result, but home advantage.
And it's a huge, obviously, we talked about this, huge home advantage.
All the stats,
yes.
you know, everything is just, even people who are reticent to say it are saying it's everything's going their way.
And they know it. Like the Braves obviously experienced it last year where they just got pummeled, you know, when we in the playoffs. So let's hope it's in the Braves' head. You know, we do have a great pitching matchup. It's Aaron Nola tonight. We don't even know who their starter is. It's either going to be a guy who's making his 6th career Major League Baseball start in A.J. Smith-Shawver, or it could be Bryce Elder, who's had 2 starts against us, of which his last start did not go very well. So let's hope we are in their heads tonight, and I know the Philadelphia fans are going to be going nuts from the get-go.
In the Inquirer, they said they don't know who's starting, and literally the article says they don't know who's starting, and they don't care. Says it in the article.
I was lucky enough to go to Game 3 last year, and that was the game with the Rhys Hoskins bat spike, and then Harper had a home run afterwards, and it was the most exciting baseball atmosphere that I can remember, and that included the rest of the playoffs. It was so much fun being down there. I'm expecting a similar reaction tonight. What I've really enjoyed over the last week is how much the national media has picked up on what an advantage Citizens Bank Park is. I mean, like on every, you know, in pregame, postgame, I think Derek Jeter was talking about it the other night on Fox. And so it's really cool to see, like, people around the country are recognizing Phillies fans.
And we're not used to that.
We are not.
We're not used to positive coverage.
Well, this is praise.
Wait a minute, what are you saying?
Well, and it's praise without, like, judgment following it. I mean, they don't even toss in, like, batteries or snowball with Santa or whatever. They just are saying nice things about Phillies fans. I'm like, wait, really?
And there's so many great things that happened too, because I don't know if you guys heard the story where after, I forget who hit the home run, somebody bought their whole section. I think it was like section 105 or 103. Something. Yeah, brought the whole section to drink, and I think they did it again. Right?
Yeah.
So it's
there's a couple
magical
of grand.
things happen.
Yeah, it was like $8,000 to do that.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so with the game coming up tonight, I'm sure you want to hit some of the events and things that people can. It's a little earlier today.
It's a 5:07 start, which I'm sure is great for you guys.
Yeah.
It's actually good for my sleep patterns as well. Things start up a little early, so we're going to have at 2 o'clock
lunch.
We're having the lunch, right? We're having the postseason block party on CB Way. We're going to have the band Split Decision. I know you know them.
Yeah.
We're going to have a big pep rally at 4. We're going to have a Ferris wheel. We're going to have a bungee jump this time. We're going to have mobile hitting station. We're going to have a 40-foot merchandise truck out there. That's a trailer that's going to have all the merchandise you can get, your postseason gear. And then gates open at 2:37. You get your rally towel at that point. And then 4:30, be in your seats because we have that. Again, we're going to unfurl the giant American flag helped by the military, fire, and police. And then throwing out the first pitch, we have 2 of them. It's going to be Governor Josh Shapiro, and then it's going to be 2009 NLDS superstar and that whole season superstar, Raul Ibanez. You're going to be hearing a lot of the Raul chants in the ballpark.
Nick, you went to one of the wild card games.
Yeah.
And you told me you were purposely going to get down there extra early.
I like getting there early. It just allows you to like hang out, relax, enjoy the crowd. It's a really great atmosphere. You can go over and check out all the stuff that John was talking about, and then you're not stressed getting in, which is it was a cool thing too. So yeah, I really like getting down there early and just taking it all in. Plus, we've totally lucked out with awesome weather for all of these games.
And tonight's going to be great, and tomorrow's going to be great. One thing, too, is that in the 7th inning when we do God Bless America, Jim Tomey's daughter, Lila Tomey, will be performing God Bless America in the 7th inning. So should be a very fun, festive night tonight.
Getting there for the first pitch is great, too. And last week, the game that I went to, Rhys Hoskins threw out the first pitch. That was a surprise. I think Moore threw it out for game 2.
I was trending on Twitter, by the way, because I think I said spectacular first pitch, but I didn't say who it was because it was a surprise. And then everyone's guessing Taylor Swift. They're guessing, the dog that caught Cavalcante, and right,
or
guessing alligator.
Polly the alligator.
Right? We got all kinds. It literally was on page 6 of the New York Post because they thought it was Taylor Swift. So. Yeah.
Making news. But again, if you're talking about the energy that is infectious from the fan base here, the newly celebrated and discovered fan base that is now not the pariah of the sports world, you got to get down there and show your enthusiasm.
Yes, and no doubt about it. I know we will. So we're going to bring it. And I know the Braves know we're going to bring it. So it's let's go because this is a big one.
Real quick, can we touch on the fact that if the Diamondbacks win tonight, it might adjust the game time tomorrow?
Yes, if they clinch tonight, it could change the time, but still speculation.
Okay. Excellent. All right, John, we'll get the word out to everybody. We know you got a busy day.
All right,
we'll
go
send you on
Phils.
your way. Go
Phils.
Phils.
And wait, I will see you next week.
Yes. John will be back.
Yes.
Director of Fun and Games from the Phils, longtime friend of the Preston and Steve Show, Mr. John Brazier, this morning as we get set for all of this excitement. Is Miles Teller going to be coming to the game tonight? Hold on, wait.
Not this series, but NLCS and World Series.
All right, so we need to make sure that he gets to see something. It's all about Miles Teller and filling in his day planner.
Oh, let's see. What the hell were we going to talk about?
May I mention something quickly?
Yeah.
It involves, and you're going to recognize the name on this, which is kind of wild. We will anyway. Philadoptables and Purr are doing a cricket comedy. It's at the studio at the Fugue. I assume that's how it's pronounced. And it is this Saturday, and it features comedians, listen to this, Steve Young, Anita Weiss, Eddie Gallagher, and one Joe Bell.
Wait, what?
Shut up.
No.
Stop it.
Joe Bell's our general manager. He's the
Joe
group manager
Bell.
of our company.
Yes. What? So, yes, tickets are available at cricketcomedy.com.
All right.
And,
And where is
Michelle,
this
is at the studio at the Fugue.
The Fugue is that place where they used to do the rocket tests.
Yes.
The centrifuge.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Warminster,
it's the Fuge.
The Fuge.
The Fuge, as in
Okay.
centrifuge.
Okay.
Short for that.
Keep it in fuge, as they say.
All right. So the
nooch.
Fugue.
Oh, nooch.
They don't.
No news.
They don't say that?
So it's this Saturday, 7 p.m. and seating showtime is at 8. $30 general admission, and it goes to help this Fuge. Philadelphia's Purr, that's what it is. So I just thought it was wild that Joe Bell is a part of this.
Yeah.
I know he works filthy. That's that's the thing.
Yeah.
He does a whole big segment called Bitches.
Yeah, and
but
he's a lot of felching material.
a ton of it.
Yeah.
Filthy stuff, but he's funny. So anyway, so I thought I'd give them a mention and mission accomplished. So thank you.
Very good. All right, so what was that?
That was my cowbell. A lot of times they get off the ranch, and I have to call them back.
Do you have a ranch?
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's right out. It's where the farm behind Plymouth Meeting used to be.
Oh yeah.
He's got a ranch there now. Yeah.
We have a little bit of time to play with. We're going to get the director, the conductor, I'm sorry, the Philadelphia Orchestra on Tristan Rice Sherman in a little bit. But I guess, Case, you were trying to explain to us something on the phone last night
about felching.
No. He took a trip to Michigan.
I did.
And he took his daughter with him because they were visiting colleges.
Yeah.
Is this worth bringing up?
Yeah, well, so we had I texted you guys some things, and I was
a little confused when you were telling us about it. You were a little vague, and I'm like, why? You seem like it's something that should be shared, according to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was to me. It was.
Who were you texting?
It was a very important. Are you getting clearance for this? Because I brought this up.
No, you did, and it's fine. I want to try and get a name here. Okay, I got it. So. Yeah, I was texting you guys over the weekend, and I sent you guys some pictures, and I don't necessarily know, in your mind, if it was as big of a deal as it was.
It was.
Or if I was making it more of a bigger deal. But anyway, I took my oldest daughter to Michigan on Friday, and we did an entire tour of Michigan colleges.
She's very accomplished.
Listen, she is an exceptional student, right?
Yes.
She's a member of the National Honor Society, and so is not going to have a hard time getting into, I would say, most schools in this country academically. Okay, now she's pursuing music theater, which makes it that much more competitive, right?
Yep.
Because these musical theater programs, especially the top ones in the country, it's a very, very limited amount of people that they accept into the program.
Fame costs.
Fame costs, right. And in Michigan, they have 3 of the top programs in the entire country. And University of Michigan is the number one musical theater program in the entire country.
Wow.
And for all intents and purposes, and most likely, I mean, this is, a lot. And Nick, you're going through this right now, too, because your son's in school, and he's an exceptional academic student as well. The competition is very, very difficult. And this is a reach school, right? This is the, well, I'm just going to throw it out there because I'm not going to get in if I don't apply, right? So I'm going to apply. So we took her to Central Michigan, and then Saturday, Sunday, we spent at University of Michigan, and then on Monday, we went to Michigan State. Now, we did this tour at University of Michigan. Have you ever been there, Nick? Okay.
Ann Arbor's a gorgeous town.
Yes.
Beautiful campus, really, and it's a great school, and it's hard to get into.
It's hard to get into just academically, and then you add the musical theater. It's like, okay, it's virtually impossible. I think they accept like 17 kids a year.
Wow.
So we do this tour, which was great, and we took a look at all the facilities and everything, and then Saturday night we went and saw a production that the students of University of Michigan put on, and it was Guys and Dolls. And I'm telling you, I'm just sitting there like, dude, is this Broadway? Like, it was amazing. Okay, so now I'm sitting there, and I also got to tell you guys, I don't know much about the school, right? So I'm sitting there. There's a guy sitting next to me, and him and his wife. And his wife, by the way, went to Penn. She's a doctor and went to Penn. And so we're just talking, and he goes, hey, this guy over here on the other side of the hall, the aisle, that's the president. I'm like, that's the president of the entire university? No way. And I don't know who this guy is, right? But I'm like, all right. Well, now I got to figure out a way to talk to him at intermission. So I do. Intermission starts, and I am just kind of standing behind him, close enough that he walks into me, and then he turns around. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I just run into you? I said, oh, no worries. I go, well, hang on a second. I go, are you the president? Acting like I don't know.
So you're manipulating it,
right?
You're playing
it. But it was very, very casual, nonchalant. Looked natural. Okay.
Well, I have some issues with
it.
Yes.
Can I? Yeah. Or are you saving for how?
I'm saving a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I go.
Okay.
So listen, this could have gone sideways 1,000 different ways, especially when he
pull my finger.
Especially when he turns to me after I say, aren't you the president? When he turns to me and says, I'm Santa, and I go, I'm a big fan. Okay. His actual name is Santa. His actual name is Santa. His name is Santa Ono. Okay. So when he says I'm Santa, I'm thinking he's messing with me.
He's making a joke. I'm Santa. Yes. I'm Santa Claus.
I'm Santa.
I'm Rudolph.
Hey, Santa.
Thank God I only said I'm a big fan.
And then left it at
and
that.
then left it at that. Because I could have been like, wow, what are you doing all the way down here from the North Pole? Where's Annabelle? I could have made such an ass out of myself, and I didn't. Oh, my God. Thank God.
Okay. Question. At what point did you find out that his name was Santa? Was it well after the conversation?
Well after the conversation.
So you were still thinking that your line worked?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still thinking that my line worked.
At this point,
later on,
you've asked for a
choo-choo
BB
train.
gun.
Can I sit on your lap?
With a compass and the stock.
Well,
and this
Like,
thing
I'm
that
thinking,
tells
this
time.
guy's got a funny, great personality. We're going to hit it off.
Now, let me back up a little bit and reveal something that you told us on the
Sure.
phone last night.
Yeah.
Him running into you.
Yes.
That you made
I made sure that happened.
You purposely stopped so he would bump into you.
Well,
you were hanging right on him, so he would turn and walk into you.
I was standing behind him, and I think maybe when he was making room for maybe his wife to get out of the aisle, and then he just kind of bumped me ever so slightly.
I know, but you said you got in his way.
He stuck
on
his foot out.
I made sure that happened. Yes,
You cheese curled him.
I made sure that happened.
So you did that on purpose to make sure that you
Make
guys
sure that we had
would interact.
some sort of an interaction.
He pushed him.
So then I could then say, wait a second, aren't you the president? You know?
I know, yeah. So you had it all worked out.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done that. If I've ever purposely.
Well, I've thought of something immediately that you and I had a similar experience at spring training, and we actually were just referencing it with Miles Teller's dad. And,
Yes,
and
we
so,
did.
But that was, and not to derail Casey, but like Preston and I were both lucky enough to sit next to Miles Teller's dad. And
He's a great guy, right?
He's super nice. Yeah, really,
very
really
nice
friendly.
guy.
And Miles Teller's a huge Phils fan. His dad's a huge Phils fan. And so for some of the spring training game, Preston was sitting next to him. And then for the second half of it, I was sitting next to him. And initially, we both kind of pretended we didn't know who he was. Right. Even though we knew exactly who he was.
Exactly who he was.
And then
Just wanted to start a natural conversation that didn't have anything to do with, hey, I hear your son's a famous actor.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. But then we
Are
ended
you
up-
Santa?
Well, so, and honestly, this really could have gone sideways because me and Casey then ended up having a conversation with Santa and his wife.
I'm sure
By the
he's.
way, do you have the Rocky ho, ho, ho? I mean, we need that. We've got to have that here somewhere.
I got it. Will you? I'll have to get that in a
All
second.
right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But, so, Casey was wearing a Go Birds shirt, and so Santa says, hey, I lived in Wynwood and Ardmore. And I was like, wait, what? I
No
work in
North Pole?
Yeah, no North Pole? Come on, Santa. I know where you live. No, but I was like, I work in Ballackinwood. I'm like, I work
You
in the
used to
next
take the
town
Polar
over.
Express to
I say this. This is a guy. This is a guy who has not had to deal with this throughout his life. So I see, and I'm looking at a picture. I can just read from the picture. He seems to be a good-natured guy.
He is, yeah. So he grew up. I don't necessarily know if he grew up here, but he spent a lot of time here in this area because his father was
because that's where the toy shop is.
His father was a math professor at University of Pennsylvania. So very, very learned man, learned family. And
Are you sure?
You
Are
don't
you
get to
editing
become.
yourself as you go, Casey? Like, are you having these thoughts and saying, you know what, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to say this? Like,
yes.
Okay.
So you guys have known me a long time, and you know that I can often put my foot in my mouth. But this is my daughter's life, and I'm trying to and listen, I am walking this tightrope of. I feel like this is probably best that she has a conversation.
Hey, Santa, I'm a man who likes to fart. Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Well, I'm not going to send this conversation to Santa. But I thought it was important because I also know what a special and exceptional human being my daughter is. And if she gets a little bit of FaceTime with the president and his wife, that.
Listen,
it's not going to hurt things.
I saw the picture of your daughter. I knew how important it was to you. I was ecstatic that this was happening.
Yeah.
I think you did a wonderful thing. And I mean, how could you not be? To get to the president, who turns out to be a cool guy, that's pretty cool.
Well, not only that, but then I'm talking to the president, and I'm really trying to tout, hey, you guys are your musical theater program is second to none. I'm like,
you really should visit the Island of Misfit Toys.
I says to the guy, how did this reputation come about, and how were you able to, keep this reputation for as long as you have? And he goes, actually, this guy right here is probably better suited to answer the question. I turn. And there's this guy.
If it's Yukon Cornelius, I'm going to die.
No, the guy's name is David Gear.
It was Burgermeister.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. So he introduces me and my daughter to David Gear, or should I say Dean David Gear, who is the professor of music at the University of Michigan, and he is the dean of musical theater.
Oh my God.
This is the dude who runs the program.
So you're getting you're getting all the absolute heavy hitters.
Yes, and I'm like, is this your head elf?
And you're desperate to not screw it up.
I'm desperate to not, and I might be screwing this up now.
But we that's why we asked ahead of talking about it. But I think it's I don't know who couldn't commiserate with you.
Yeah.
Proud of your daughter, trying to help her.
Yeah.
Worried to death you're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that, her going to school there was really the only thing you want for Christmas this year?
That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't get to be the president of a major university without having a good sense of humor, knowing that his first name is Santa. He's introduced himself 12 billion times over the, and he's dealing with students every day.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that his personality would match what his job description is.
No, I will tell you, and you guys have known me almost. No, you guys have known
Your
me
entire life.
More
We
than
were there
half
when
my
you were
life.
born.
That when I meet learned people, smart people, I'm very, very intimidated.
You get nervous.
I am talking now to Santa's wife, who went.
Annabelle.
Okay, Annabelle. who went to McGill University.
So do you start sucking on your whoopee?
She is a math teacher, a math major at McGill University. Nick, McGill University is the
Harvard of Canada.
Okay, so now I know this, and I'm like, okay, who do I know that went to McGill? Derek Pitts! Okay, all right. I'm like, hey, did you know that, in Philadelphia, the chief astronomer at the Franklin Institute, Derek
pulled
Pitts,
that?
I did.
I'm proud of you.
I did.
I do know Derek Pitts. He keyed my car.
And then I also had to I'm like, okay, I need to qualify myself for this conversation. I said, math. I go, my sister is a math teacher, math major, and my brother's a chemist. And
I'm really good with gazintas.
I go, what's a gazinta? And then I say, but I'm like, I don't have that gene. And she was like, oh, what do you do? I work in morning radio, and but that was it. I mean, we ended up having a really, really nice conversation, and I really wrestled with the idea of do I reach out to them and send them an email? Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
I think you absolutely can do that. I think they probably look for more of that human connection. That is a father really endeavoring to, and you did great, and you avoided a real potential train wreck. But as Nick says, here's a guy who's heard this all his life and is probably good-natured about it.
Well, and so one last thing that happened over the weekend. So Casey ended up taking a cool picture of the stage before the production started, and then she tagged me, and she tagged me in her Instagram story. So then I reposted said Instagram story, and I tagged the president of the university in that. I wake up the next morning, and I'm going through my Instagram. The president of the University of Michigan is now following me on Instagram.
Wow.
And I say, I text my wife. I'm like, how about this? She goes, dude, the first thing on your thing is you wearing a shirt with no pants and a video of me and Kathy. I was like, oh,
Taylor Swift.
No! I'm like, do you think he saw that? I'm like, I don't know.
I think he'll see that Casey comes from a very creative
theatrical
family.
stock.
Maybe that's,
He is from a theatrical. You're a performer. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to comp in for your OnlyFans page?
I'm thinking about it. But anyway, that's the end of my story.
Okay.
This young man doesn't wear pants.
I love that.
Now I'm wondering if I take this segment and do I then post it on and then tag him on?
Listen. You absolutely could do that. Either it's going to happen or it's not. And it's not like you're going to join a monastery to make sure that your daughter gets into.
Right.
This is your occupation, for better for worse, and I'm sure listen, you are, and think about all the charitable work that you've done and all the wonderful things. I think it's absolutely fine to do it.
The most ironic part of this conversation is I had to record my daughter doing audition films for all these universities, and the one monologue she uses is about how her mother meddles in her application process to college. And that's kind of what I'm doing exactly right now at this moment.
No, I think you're fine.
You're just helping out.
I think you should write him a handwritten letter and use green crayons and red crayons. And say, "Dear Santa."
And just put in the envelope, inside the envelope, North Pole.
Yep. That's great, though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Listen, we do need to take a break because we have another guest on the way in a little bit, but I would like to give away, as we do take a break, a pair of tickets for Taste Philadelphia, which is October 20th and 21st at Valley Forge Casino Resort. Tickets available at PhillyTasteFest.com. We'll take caller number 14 at 215-263-WMMR. And I want to thank the gang from Oliver's Twist Restaurant in Glassboro for being by this morning, and Chef Stacy, who brought by the food, which is fantastic. Oliver's Twist offers both vegan and non-vegan options. The twist is, if Chef Stacy can make it traditionally, it can be made vegan as well.
Wow.
Check out their daily menu at olivertwist.com, and the seafood chowder is to die for. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back in a second. We're going to have the conductor of Philadelphia Orchestra when we return. Stay with us.
Pay for this amazing record package.
He does his own K-Tel commercial.
Yeah, he does a commercial for it. Yeah.
Hi, it's Bono. You caught me in the living room just listening to some great tunes.
He's just there with the. Is that clearly not his paneling on the walls? Clearly not his living room.
Is that the Joshua tree?
Well, yes, it is.
Well,
now you can own the Joshua. Yeah, turn it up.
Turn it up.
Now you can own it in your very own home.
So the package will also include an 84-page hardback book of unseen personal photography shot by The Edge during the original Mojave Desert photo session in 1986. Stephen, that commercial, The Edge should be in the kitchen.
Right, yeah.
And he's making lunch.
Are you telling the people about the collection? Yes, I am. And look at this incredible coffee table book. Lots of pictures out of focus.
The Edge commented in his introduction to the newly published book of photos, saying, when I see the people we were back then, I see a bunch of pilgrims on a journey towards some kind of creative home.
Yeah.
And I think that really does capture the spirit of the band at that time.
I think that's my favorite look of the band, the Joshua Tree period.
I agree. Yeah. They had a cool appearance about them. I think the album is a masterpiece. I think it's exciting that they're going to play it and they're going to be in Philadelphia.
Did you get to hear Pierre yesterday?
No, but I heard Jackson yesterday, who didn't even know that they were going to be playing the Joshua Tree while they're coming to town. But no, I know that Pierre tracked side one vinyl of Joshua Tree, and I missed it, and I wish I would have heard it.
I don't know if it was special vinyl that he had, but I went to this studio when he was getting ready for the Workforce Blacks yesterday, and he had that vinyl out, and it seemed heavier to me for some reason. I'm not sure.
Apparently it makes a difference in the world of phonographs.
That is what I have in music news for you. Hope you enjoyed that little treat for you this morning.
No, Marissa has it.
Well, Ned.
Hold on.
There we go. Oh, that's the very one. The very album in question.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
What'd you expect to pay for this heavy record? That thing must weigh 20 goddamn pounds. It's like a manhole cover that plays music.
You can feel it. In
180.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Marissa says it's 180.
180 pounds.
It's 180 pounds.
That's a good 50 pounds more than the original album.
180 grams.
We've just we remastered the Joshua Tree on Captain America's shield.
Yeah.
Vibranium?
Vibranium. You can listen. This is one record you can listen to in a moving truck.
Right. Okay.
It absorbs all the vibrations.
Yeah. All right. So they're coming out with a special edition.
I love that album. I love the album artwork.
Yep. It's fantastic. Nick might be going to Joshua Tree.
Yes,
We're
talking about a trip out to Los Angeles, and it is now my goal in life to get to all of the national parks in this country. So there are two relatively close to L.A. One is called Channel Islands, out in the ocean in the Pacific, and then the other one, which is a little more accessible, is Joshua Tree.
Nick, why didn't you ask Steve if he's been to the Joshua Tree?
Hey, Steve, have you been?
Casey's been there too.
I was just there in October. I was expecting to see more Joshua trees. I didn't see one.
There are a lot of Brad trees and a few Eddie trees, but there's no. It's they're actually few and far between.
Did you go to Death Valley as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been.
Have you?
Yeah.
I want to get to that one as well.
The national park?
Yeah, I want to get to all the national parks. I think Yosemite's at the top of my list, but that's a little too far from LA, I think. So,
Yosemite. Sorry, that cracked me up.
Could have kept it inside.
He said
Some of your friends may have mental issues that need to be tended to.
Oh my God.
Hi, this is Bono with a serious message. Sometimes people randomly yell out Yosemite. They need to be corralled and taken in for medication.
Hey, Casey's justification was he said Yosemite. Yeah, it's a park.
It worked for me. Yeah,
but there are certain things that should kick in that to keep you from pooping in public.
Right.
And yelling Yosemite for no reason.
Is like Yosemite a name or something?
Yeah, Yosemite.
Okay, all right, got it.
Get over here.
Yeah, you big lug. Amanda Seyfried and Thomas Sadowski secretly eloped on March 12th after less than a year of dating.
It's such a secret, I don't care.
They are expecting their first child as well.
So he's the dad.
The newsroom actor broke the news on the Late Late Show with James Corden Thursday night after Corden noticed his wedding ring. Sadowski said, "We eloped. We just took off into the country with an efficient and just the two of us, and we did our thing. We had a great day, and it was perfect."
I actually like him. He's a funny comedic actor and a good serious actor, so I approve of this. Please let them know.
The sole guest of honor was Seyfried's Australian Shepherd named Finn.
It's an honor to be here.
What the hell's that all about? Her Australian Shepherd?
Their dog?
Oh.
It's okay.
I'm just kidding.
It's a Monday morning, man. It's all right.
No, I thought it was legitimately an Australian. I thought they had a group of
well, you know what? I don't know.
Sheep.
Maybe they do.
And they tended them.
And of course, I had to leave the sheep for a little while, but I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Probably
I was
their
just
dog.
kidding. I'm not a dog guy.
Obviously.
I'm a shepherd.
What do you do?
Hey, I'm here for the
Ten sheep.
Siegfried wedding. And I'm the only person here.
Generally, a guest of honor is not a dog.
No.
Yeah. So, you know.
Doesn't usually make the news story either.
And I'm an idiot. They wrote their own vows. And
it was lovely.
Finn gave a great speech at the reception.
I gotta say, I'm
afterwards.
a little nervous. Yeah, I've been known more for my shepherding skills and being the kind of man who gives a speech at a wedding. But I gotta say, it was quite an honor and a little bit of a shock to receive the invite.
Casey, do we have any crowd ambiance of?
Just want to say a few words about the couple. Imagine my surprise, standing out there in the outback playing with didgeridoo, tending my flock, and here comes Western Union. We didn't invite. It was mostly a shock because I'm not even friends with these people, but you know, I'll go anywhere if you provide airfare and a hotel. I understand they had reached out initially to a soothsayer, but decided to go with the shepherd.
All right.
They were going to get their German shepherd to show up.
Now that I would have known.
That I would have known.
It's good to be here.
Anyhow, they wrote their own vows. And,
Always a mistake.
Sadowski described their ceremony as beautiful.
Yeah, he was great.
He expanded, saying, "Listen," she said, "the person who I love, admire, respect most in the world. It was she didn't say that. Listen, she's the
She
person
told me I'm the person she admires most in the world.
who I love, admire, respect most in the world, and it
It's a
is
little cockeye, don't you think?
everything that it should be." It was just the two of us talking to each other.
I don't want to interrupt things, but these are very good pizza bagels.
I can't tell if this guy's a talking dog or an actual shepherd.
I thought he was a shepherd.
I could tell.
Listen, I don't want to bother you two lovebirds, but where's my coat? Is it upstairs on the bed?
While the big celebrity wedding involving the gowns and pounds worth of gleaming jewels and glossy magazine covers used to be the regular thing, more and more stars are opting out of the limelight for the big day.
It's just those two, the efficient, and a guy in a robe with a crook.
He's a crook.
Giant beard.
He's not Moses.
Yeah, shepherds don't. There are shepherds still, and I don't think they look like that.
In my mind, they do. They all have crooks.
I have no leg to stand on at all to criticize anyone.
No.
At this point.
No, the Australian shepherd.
Yep. It's a dog.
What's more ridiculous, having a dog?
Hell no, I'm here for the wedding. Now they invited me. Well, here's your proof. Look, it's wool all over me. I'd like to play a song I composed for the couple on my didgeridoo. Goes something like this.
Thanks for attempting to back me up, Casey. Yes, it would make more sense to have an actual human being, as opposed to your dog,
right?
Be a witness at your wedding.
Yeah. How does a dog sign
man.
the witness sheet?
There's an ink pad.
By the way, I think I'm going to get lucky with the Shih Tzu at table 7.
Kathy actually had a family member pass recently. That's why she was gone last week.
It's been a bad streak for you, Kathy.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Yeah, my cousin passed away completely unexpectedly. It was very sad. We were all very close with him. He lived with my family growing up for a little bit of time. So it was a little more than just a cousin. We were pretty close to him. So it was sad. So yeah, I flew down to Florida. They sort of did a celebration of life, is what they called it, and I was held at a family friend's house who, opened their doors to my entire family and all of my cousins' close friends. And one of my cousin's friends was a musician, so he came out. He actually played some music, played some of my cousin's favorite songs. One of their other friends is a minister. He spoke, and we prayed, and all of that happened. But it happened in someone's backyard with palm trees overlooking the backyard. So it was a different feel. It was nice, and it was definitely, I think, a little more enjoyable than a traditional funeral would be. But I didn't think that, I don't know, there wasn't
the keg stands weren't appropriate.
Well, there wasn't time really for mourning. Yeah, and speaking of keg stands, one of my stupid cousins and his dumb girlfriend, who was like a mixture of Joan Rivers and the character Magna on Something About Mary.
Okay.
That's basically who his girlfriend was that he brought. Well, they took it as a party and a reason to just get wasted. And it was I just felt like it was so disrespectful, even though it was sort of that vibe. It wasn't a let's get wasted and party vibe.
Right.
And
unless you're like an alcoholic, and then everything is the let's get wasted and party vibe.
Well, and maybe that played a part into it, because they to me, they looked like they were high before they even got there.
Okay.
So I think they had something else going on. But when they walked in, they were like, yo, what is up?
Wow. Stop it.
I wanted to shove his face in a trash can.
How old are these people? Are they?
Oh, well, she told the entire party that she was 46. I'll tell you what, she was a minimum 60. Okay, she was not 46, but she continued to tell the party the entire day that she was 46 years old.
Well, all right. So there's a scene in Grown Ups in the beginning of the movie, because they all get together because their Little League coach dies.
Yeah.
And David Spade's character, he gets weird. He doesn't know how to act at a funeral. So when he sees all his old friends, he's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. These things weird me out."
Casey, that's kind of what it was. And my cousin looked like Panama Jack.
Really?
Yes.
What a mess.
And listen,
Hat
people,
and everything?
had everything. And listen, people, showed up some were in suits, and, other women were wearing black, but other people were a little more casual. I had like a long dress on. It really didn't matter, but they were a little over the top. It just was a little much. At one point, they were doing the electric slide in the backyard to not the electric slide music.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, okay, we're enjoying music because his friend is here playing. Sit down. Sit the hell down.
This was just those two?
Yeah.
Just alone doing that?
Alone, just the two of them doing the electric slide in the middle of the yard.
I know.
Sit down.
I get that you're trying to go for a more upbeat vibe, but I don't know how. I don't know if I know how to act.
Listen, and everyone was kind of like, what are they
Do we have
doing?
fun?
How well do you? I know their family, but how well do you know them? I mean, do you only see them at family functions once in a great while?
This couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I only see him every once in a while. Fortunately, I don't have to be subject to him
Panama
that
Jack?
often.
Yeah.
Panama Jack and his 75-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
So them, no, I am not all that close with.
Anybody say anything to him?
Well, at the end of the night, when she told the widow's wife that she was a bad mother, then people said something to her.
Whoa. Okay. No.
Wow.
So,
and this is the girlfriend.
This is the girlfriend who half of us have never even met.
How long have they been dating?
I don't know. Okay,
what a bitch.
Oh my God.
That's just a bad person.
Yeah. It was pretty late when it finally all wrapped up and ended.
Did she arrive in a golf cart by any chance?
No, I don't know.
Steal it from the retirement home?
I don't know. And I avoided them at all costs. I just kept telling my brothers, I was like, I'm avoiding the situation. Like, I'm not going near them. I'm avoiding. 3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. Our next guest is joining us via Zoom to talk about an event that is coming up this Saturday. I love that this is taking place. The Philadelphia Orchestra is doing the Music of Superheroes concert.
Mm-hmm.
And that is right up our alley. I'm going to play a little music.
Pronounced it.
Wait, why did that? Where's the music?
It's right here.
What the hell happened?
Where is it?
It's right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was in the Vox Pro. This I want to play this. Here we go.
Yes!
Yeah, there we go. Our buddy Michael Giacchino wrote this.
Yes.
Music, of course, from The Incredibles. And that will be featured along with many other pieces of music. And we have the assistant conductor of the Philadelphia Orchestra, and he will be the lead conductor this weekend for the event. Please welcome Tristan Reyes Sherman to the show. Tristan, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. And thanks
All right.
for coming on the program today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. So I played a little snippet there from the Incredibles theme. And I know, as you may know, I'm sure Nick has already told you, we've had a long time relationship with Michael Giacchino, the composer of that, as well as many other superhero and sci-fi and just tons of different genre endeavors. And we love this type of music. It's anthemic. It creates visualizations in your mind immediately. I'm curious how the classical music world perceives music like that, because obviously you have your greats, you have your Bachs and Beethovens and so on that are geniuses. But what about this little corner of orchestral music? What do you think about it?
Yeah, well, I was so excited when we talked about this being a theme or a subject for the concert, because like the heroic mood in orchestral music, like going way back, is such a rich, amazing, bunch of music. And so of course, like we have like all these movies we can choose from, but there's also Beethoven wrote his third symphony was called the Heroic Symphony, the Eroica. Richard Strauss, this like late romantic German composer, wrote a piece called Ein Heldenleben, like the life of a hero, which was actually about himself. But the very egotistical kind of piece. But, the idea of heroism is all over classical music. And so the sort of new generation of it in superhero films is also so incredibly epic and perfectly suited for that subject. So I was just like, where do I begin selecting music for this,
Yeah, it dives right into it. And heroes and villains alike, because, I mean, you have like, Don Giovanni from Mozart that had that very brutish, terrifying feel to it. So, I guess we've had a history of this already.
Well, Wagner, too. You talk about all of that stuff. And it's, I find this stuff, and I've heard a number of composers and people, Tristan, say that, in this day and age, a lot of these soundtrack composers are those people of our time. In other words, they're and where we tend not to think, well, they're certainly in their time, it must have been a snooty endeavor. No, it was popular music back in the time of Beethoven and Strauss, and it was okay. So there's something about the anthemic, as Preston said, the heroic music that I can listen to. I've been a soundtrack collector for years, and various pieces of music can just emotionally hit you. You don't, if they're done right. I love Hans Zimmer's music for Man of Steel. The quiet part, the introspective passage that became sort of the repeated theme is just beautiful. So, do you have a particular favorite that stands out to you?
For soundtracks, you mean?
Yeah, for a superhero soundtrack. You don't have
superhero soundtracks. Yeah, so like in terms of like movies, I think my all-time favorite superhero one was The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Like The Dark Knight, like I was 18, I think it was like 2008 when it came out. Like it was just a shocking movie. Like it was such like a serious film that felt like everyone felt real, and Heath Ledger's performance was so unbelievable. And I mean, that is like one of my all-time favorites, like, and one of the most memorable for me.
It's an amazing piece, especially at the end when Commissioner Gordon is saying at the time, he's explaining, his son is saying, why are we saying Batman committed this crime when he did not? And there's the violins, the jin, 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 that sort of, back and forth as he's leaving, and it's just perfect. What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy conducting?
I enjoy conducting whatever I'll be allowed to conduct. Like the joy. It's like a terrible answer, but
yeah,
like conducting for me is about the process in the moment of connecting with musicians and the audience, but like having musical ideas, expressing them with your gesture, and having musicians react in real time. Like that is the magic for me. So if it's Wagner or Bach, great. If it's John Williams or Jerry Goldsmith, also great. It's that connection, that energy connection is, to me, like the magical, exciting part of it. So repertoire, like I'm not always so dogmatic about it or like strict about on that end,
Yeah.
Tristan, when I was in college, I had a friend who was a trumpet player, and sort of as a favor to him, they were putting on a concert, and there's this beautiful music hall at Bucknell University, and so I was like, all right, it'll be a night out, and go support my friend Steve, and it was the music, they were celebrating the music of John Williams, and so I kind of went, not begrudgingly, but just, I didn't expect to have as much fun as I did, and then I sat down, and it was one John Williams masterpiece after another. And it was Superman into Jurassic Park, into Star Wars. And I know you guys are doing the main theme from Star Wars. I'm sorry, the Imperial March from Star Wars at the concert this Saturday. It's just amazing to me that John Williams has done so much for so many different movies over the years and continues to do so. He's just he is, in my mind anyway, the modern day Beethoven.
Yeah, John Williams is for sure the American treasure, the modern American treasure. And his music also, I think is very special because I think it's the perfect bridge for people who are less familiar with your typical classical music canon, because John Williams is a master of influence, I guess. He pulls and borrows so many amazing things from people like Stravinsky and Strauss and Mahler. And, Stravinsky was the one who said that, great composers steal. They don't borrow. A great composer steals. And I don't want to accuse John Williams of stealing, but he is a master of taking influence from these composers and putting it into this new context. So I love for me, when people love John Williams, his music, I'm like, you're so close. There's this whole pile of stuff I want to show you.
Right. It's a good bridge.
I mean?
It's so I get that. I mean, I love the story of Spielberg listening. John Williams sat him down and played him the Jaws theme, and Spielberg is like, are you out of your mind? But Williams, as the composer, knew that was linear to the story. And sometimes you need a great, as you said, whether he was stealing or whatever, he's the one who's supposed to marry the imagery, with the music and relate that to the audience. So it's an incredible feat to pull off and do something that is so simple that became so iconic.
Yeah, I mean, it's film scoring and composing for film or video games or for media, has many extra layers of challenge on top of it. I'm not a major composer myself. I dabble at home, but I have such huge respect.
We were talking a few months ago about some of these scores, and I had asked the question about, let's say for the score for Superman, that the dun 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 dun. Superman. I was like, do you think that maybe John Williams, not to minimize his efforts or anything like that, but, could it be as simple as that he just was like, all right, let me take the word Superman and make a score based on that?
Like Raiders of the Lost.
I was thinking, here comes Indiana Jones.
No.
And some call him Dr. Jones. He's cool. Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Schindler's List.
Maybe not that.
Okay.
Maybe not that. But
Jaws.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it could 100% be that. But I'm going to steal your idea and see if I can get the audience to say Superman.
Just sing along.
Star Wars.
Well, Giacchino.
That first note, right?
Yeah. Michael's music for the Batman was sensational. Again, another, I don't know if you're doing that, but simple. On the outside appears simple, but is incredibly powerful. And we were asking him, how do you distill it down? And he took the process of what he was looking to capture about this dark, brooding vigilante, And, and once he explains it to you, besides just initially enjoying it and being blown away by his ability, it makes it even that much clearer. Like, oh, I get where you're going with this. And it's just an amazing thing.
Yeah. I think composers will tell you that composing is really about reduction and how much you can take away to get to a kind of like diamond essence of what's going on. And that, it's actually something Thelonious Monk said. He has like a journal entry where he says, or he's either writing about himself or like other composers, advice for other composers, like to be as simple as Bach. And like the simpler you can be, the more powerful things are. If you look at melodies by Beethoven, a lot of the times they aren't even melodies. They're just repeated notes, or like there's a simplicity to his music that makes it extra powerful.
Yeah.
And when things get stripped away, there's just like this meaning, this like kernel of meaning that's left.
Well, Jerry Goldsmith, you mentioned Jerry Goldsmith, and Michael Giacchino, we geeked out the initial time that we talked because Chinatown or Planet of the Apes, there are parts of that soundtrack that are those soundtracks that are simply just sounds. They're not even, but they are. You could not even imagine the movie without those sounds, those things that occur, and that's you want to talk about reducing something to just. A scratch or something. That's, I guess, what you're talking about.
Yeah, and actually, it just makes me think of. I'm just remembering one of my favorite like movie soundtrack moments, which is Castaway, which is Alan Silvestri.
Yeah,
where there's, if I remember right, there's like no music at all in Castaway for like the first hour or something, and then there's this like big wide scene of the island.
Right.
Just like at night. And the music begins. And I was crying. Like it was just the fact that I didn't even realize there was no music for so long. And then it comes in and it's like, it's incredible,
That makes an emotional connection.
And that's
Absolutely.
why this is going to be very cool because these are heroic moments.
Yeah, so this is the show, by the way, is a matinee. It's 11:30 a.m. It's this Saturday, so it's real easy to squeeze into your schedule at Verizon Hall. Tickets available at philorc.org. What are some of the highlights of what you guys have planned for the show, Tristan, that really stand out to you that you're excited about?
Yeah, so the first thing is that you should come a little bit early because there's all sorts of like events and activities in the lobby right before. So I recommend that also there's going to be, I believe, a costume competition, like dress up in your costume.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in a costume on stage. I think I don't want to spoil it, but there's something that's going to happen on stage, a sort of skit that I am like really, really excited about because I think it's going to be hilarious.
Really?
That's one of my favorite, most exciting moments for me. Music, I mean, I'm very excited about all the music we're doing. Definitely Superman is going to be thrilling. The Incredibles music that we're doing is going to be so fun.
So
and
here,
just selfish.
There's a pop-up superhero art exhibit. There's a draw-along workshop. Graphic novelist Eric Battle is leading that. The superhero paintings in progress by muralist painting Gabe Tiberino, I assume that is. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. So I assume that's prior to the concert?
Yes, that's all prior. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And then there's photos afterwards. I believe there's like photo ops after the concert.
All right. And any superhero-like feats of strength from yourself? Will you hoist a full motorcycle over your...
You'll have to come and see, but there may be something. Yeah.
All right.
Excellent. Well, the tickets are on sale now, available at philorc.org if you'd like to get those now. But this is going to be a lot of fun. There's so much great music. And when you hear it with the full power of the Philadelphia Orchestra, as I've said on the air before, the greatest orchestra in the world. They even put it in the
commercial.
You can't help but get chills and go through all these emotions and so on. But that's this Saturday, so do not miss out on this. So Tristan, sounds like you guys are going to have a great time.
There we go.
And we wish you the best. So thanks for checking in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. All right, Tristan Reyes Sherman, the Philadelphia Orchestra conductor, Superman. Maybe that'll be the big surprise.
Yes.
Tristan turns around to the audience right at that point. Superman, Superman, Superman.
And then burns the entire audience with his heat vision.
Now that's a showstopper.
A lot of people don't remember when this movie premiered. The opening credit sequence with the graphics swooshing in just blew everyone away.
Yes, absolutely.
Something you could probably put together on your iPhone right now, but at the time it was amazing.
One time, somebody pointed out to me, they said, watch these movies and think about them without the soundtrack. Think about what those movies would be like if John Williams didn't contribute it. You know, if Alan Silvestri didn't contribute.
Oh,
it's another character. It's another layer that just makes that movie so much more impactful. And if you watch Star Wars, I mean, there are edits now where they take the music out or they goof around with it or whatever. But like what John Williams has contributed to American cinema is it's remarkable.
And when the music stinks, it can impact really, and just ruin something. But yeah, there are some incredible composers. I mean, I love that. The Zack Snyder Justice League cut, specifically also, Preston, the scene where the Flash enters the Speed Force and he's, that music is just incredibly inspiring. It's just wonderful, but and that was that guy is a friend of Zack Snyder's who is a composer who's an up-and-comer. So, yeah, who's going to be the next John Williams?
Yeah.
It'll be Michael Giacchino.
Nick was making me think of there was a scene in one of the Star Wars movies where people kept adding their own music to it. It was a big lightsaber battle.
Yeah.
Like Barracuda and, all these,
Nick Murphy.
Yeah, Murph did that.
Yeah, that was in the one with maybe the last one where like Snoke was in it.
It was when
it was cool. They all worked.
Yeah, the lightsaber comes out. It's Last Jedi, and the lightsaber comes out, and what's his name ends up catching it, Kylo Ren.
And then people started putting like Baby Shark and stuff like that eventually, but some of them worked.
When they use classic rock, like, when they use the Immigrant Song for Taika Waititi did for the Thor, Ragnarok. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
And James Gunn does that all of the time. In fact, I don't know what the budget is. You guys had overheard how much it cost to put one song into the Spider-Man Homecoming movie. Like crazy amounts of money to get an artist or to get the rights to a song.
Yeah,
I mean, the James Gunn stuff is crazy.
The most expensive song was Thunderstruck.
Yeah,
by AC/DC because every action movie wants to use it.
Mm-hmm. Is that
and so they can charge a ridiculous amount for it.
It's used in Deadpool too when they jump off they do the jump. They're parachuting.
Parachuting one?
Yeah.
Oh, in the second movie?
Right, yeah. They're using Thunderstruck.
Makes sense. All right. So, that was cool to have Tristan on. Very cool. Excellent. I'm going to mention something for Kathy here.
Ooh.
It involves Target.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Fall activities. It's not a fall activity, but...
It's like an everyday activity.
Yeah, there you go. They're testing a major self-checkout change at some of its stores in a bid to speed up the shopping process for customers.
Okay.
They are limiting the self-service lanes to customers who are purchasing 10 items or fewer to try and reduce lengthy lines that can build up in the store. So people are finding that the self-checkout is becoming inconvenient.
Okay, but that is not anyone's fault other than Target, because Target, at least the Targets that I go to, they'll have one, maybe sometimes two
attendants,
cashiers available. So you have
that used to not be the case,
right? You have
they used to have lots. That was never an issue checking out a Target.
They always they would have like multiple open when really they probably didn't even need it. But now it's one, sometimes it's two. So even if you have, I'll fill my cart and I'll go to the self-checkout because that's they have multiple self-checkouts.
So this is because of you.
But I did wonder that because at first I thought, okay, because typically self-checkout is for 10 items or less, 15 or less, something like that. Like when you go to the grocery store, that'll be listed there. But they started taking those down at different stores. So I think they're trying to get people to do self-checkout.
But they've got like 25 aisles,
Still available.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I said. It's like wasted space now because they don't use the majority of them.
It makes me a little sad. because my dad and I were going through the tolls this weekend, and it's all Easy Pass, all pay by plate. He's like, you just drive right through. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, it kind of sucks because we don't have the toll workers anymore.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing of self-checkout
People who had occupations, that was part of the deal they did. You know, gave you a chance to get attitude from that guy.
So at least at Target.
Hey, how are you? All right, don't talk to me.
At Target, they do have someone there all the time in case you have an issue. There are some items where you need to put a code in. There needs to be like a lock taken off, and just to kind of direct traffic to them. But that's one employee.
I was at Acme, and there was, my Mermaid Lane acne. It's a big pimple. No, the Acme, and the someone was at the self checkout with like a full basket. I mean, a tremendous amount of stuff. And the woman very nicely came over and said, "Could you go to one of the other aisles? It's not for this." And the woman was, compliant. But yeah, that's causing obviously the issue at Target.
I'll tell you what, though, I do like the self-checkout because,
So do I.
one, I always wanted to be a cashier. Like when I was younger and I worked in the mall or whatever, I always wanted to be at the cash register. So now I get to do that. And also I get to organize my items in the bags so that when I get home, I know these bags go upstairs, these stay downstairs.
Let me ask you this about the grocery store, though. Will you avoid self-checkout just because you have something that needs to be weighed and entered in?
Yeah. Not anymore.
I find myself doing that more often than not.
I used to, but not
Sometimes
anymore.
I forget to wear my glasses and I can't read the damn numbers on the fruit.
The machines have gotten better in being a lot more obvious. Because what does this qualify as? And what subsection of fruit is this? And now it's a lot easier. And the weighing mechanism, the thing that I don't like is when you're being interrogated by the machine. How many items is this? Well, it's 11 items. We can't, and like you get stuck in this loop. Like
because if you put a certain number in and then you put it in your bag and it doesn't match the weight, that's why they're asking you again to make sure that you entered the correct number.
I actually took the paper bag that I was going to use and put it down first. It must have read the weight of the bag.
Yeah.
Crazy. And speaking of produce, Preston, you can usually look up the produce.
Yes, code number.
Well, not by the number, but by the name. But the produce code number that I only know by heart is bananas.
2011.
No, 4011.
4011.
Oh, see, they've been robbing them. I just don't scan them and put them in the car.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that?
By the way, Kathy, it's Target locations in Maine that are the ones that are starting off.
Those are your favorite.
This,
But so are they going to have to open more checkout lines then?
I guess so. Yeah, 10 items or fewer to try and reduce the lines that can build up there, and they're going to send people to the checkouts. But like you said, if they don't have enough cashiers, what are they going to do?
Then those lines are just going to be pretty long. I mean,
Do you
Target.
foresee a time when they'll actually take problematic customers in a back room and work them over? Soften this guy up.
During the holiday season, Target always did a good job of not having those big, long lines that you would see at some of the other stores. And it's because they had so many people working and so many cashiers. But they reduced it because of these self-checkouts.
I love the Wawa self-checkout. It's so awesome.
Oh, my Wawa just got it a couple of weeks ago.
Especially if you're going in for just like grabbing something quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Target is not the only store where customers are protesting online about long wait times. That's why they're doing this, because they're getting complaints.
Like at the line shop.
Kroger and Walmart shoppers have also expressed their frustration online. One Walmart shopper said the line to check out was easily a mile long. I think they're exaggerating.
That's probably accurate.
They had one lane and a few self-checkout lines open. The grocery store Giant has also limited the number of items that customers can buy at once through its self-checkout lanes, and that is to 20 at this point, according to this article. So.
Do you like the swirling back and forth line like a DSW, Kathy, where everyone is sort of
you kind of go
right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
the cattle shoot.
Cattle shoot.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah,
I don't care for that.
So what do you mean? You just want to stand in a straight line?
I guess maybe it's better than a really long single form line.
I mean, if at the end of that cattle shoot, there are like 3 or 4 cashiers ready to take, so that should move it quicker, right?
I just like the shopping experience in that line. It's like a whole.
What did you get? Hi, I'm Kathy. I bought these shoes.
The impulse items that you can get. Yeah.
It's a whole
Home Goods is like that
an
too.
entire can of Jujube.
There's a few of them that are like that. Staples is like that.
Yes.
TJ Maxx,
Michaels.
Michaels.
I bought 50 pounds of snow caps.
Yeah.
Michael's. I'm always like, oh, I haven't seen that candy in a really long time. We should probably get it.
Oh, they know how to play it. They will. Used to do that really well. Bed Bath and Beyond. It's
Yeah,
you're there getting a bath mat, and you leave with a rack of lamb.
So our grocery list is we have it on the Notes app on my phone, and it's one of those Notes apps that we can share. And so we forget about something. Yeah, it's a pretty good idea, and Andrew came up with it, and I like it. However, Kathy, there is an entire list of things on here specifically for me that says, do not buy without checking the extra bin upstairs. This includes toothpaste, toothbrushes, toothbrush travel holders, men's deodorant, dial shower gel. I just keep buying it. I in the aisle. I'm like, I think we're out of dial.
Oh no! At us, it's like we have 6 gallons of sour cream at my house, just because.
Right?
Well, I'll just get this because we probably,
Oh, I like sour cream.
Yeah.
I'll have.
Don't want to be called without it.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're here.
I didn't check before we left.
That's how I ended up with 400 packets of Buffalo style
How
sun-kissed
effing
tuna.
stupid are you?
Yeah, that's what this list should say, Casey. Hey, moron.
The best was I forget what I ordered, but I never the thought of actually checking where I keep it in the house never occurred to me.
Right.
And by the way, if anyone needs vitamin C,
okay.
You know where to get some?
I know where to get some. I mean, there's got to be like 15 little jars of them. Yeah.
I do that with cleaning products. Like I'll get home and I'll have, I clean my floors with Bona, and then I go downstairs to put it in the basement, and there's like 6 things. I'm like, okay.
What's Bona? What is
Look, she's got a Bona.
Hardwood floor cleaner.
Okay.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Is it good?
Yeah.
Hey, go stop by Kathy's.
Yeah.
I'll bring you one.
Yeah, please.
You guys should barter. Kathy, you get some vitamin C.
Yes.
Steve gets some
We'll
Bona.
trade it out like they did it in the olden days. In the oldie time.
Oh, I know Bona. Okay. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Look,
yeah,
he
we
bought
have
some
this.
Bona.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. I know there are things that we'll buy, and I'll just be like, can we please stop buying these? We've got enough to last us the rest of our natural lives, and it just happens.
It's some things you just fall into that loop. I've gotten better at checking to see if we already have it.
Yeah.
But when you're out of the store, somehow you get this sort of hoarder mentality. Like, what if we never get an opportunity?
You know what I hate?
What if we can never purchase sun-kissed tuna again?
When you're in a point in your day when it's too late and you've already you get in the shower and you're already wet and you realize that you don't have any soap and you're like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm showering with shampoo today.
Oh man, yeah.
Can you do that? I mean,
Yes.
you clean your body with shampoo.
There-
It does
I
the
mean,
same
I do.
thing.
It works.
Yeah.
I mean, you run the risk of exploding into flames, but
Oh,
no,
no.
it's soap.
I did it with hand soap over
was
the weekend.
Wash your hair. I've done that before.
Yeah, we were staying in a house.
Yes.
It was a rental house, and we were down in Cape May for the weekend, and I hadn't packed shampoo, and my fiance's shampoo was way too expensive, so I don't want to steal hers. So I was like, nah, whatever. The dial pump soap, that'll work. And it got the job done. You smell just as
Nick,
fine afterwards.
guess how I shampoo?
With soap.
A bar soap
yeah.
on my head.
Yeah, you have no hair.
Yeah.
But I've used bar soap in a pinch before
It's
to
fine.
wash my hair. You come out looking like something about Mary with the
Yes.
hair sticking straight up. But
it is a little more matted down.
yeah, but you do what you got to do. Hang on a second here, Kathy. This is Jim about Target real quick. Hi, Jim. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Just to let you know, you said that Target is rolling out that 10-minute self-checkout in Maine. Yeah, they're doing it everywhere. They did it 3 days ago in Oxford Valley.
Not
So it's
10
going
minutes.
everywhere.
You mean the 10 items?
10 items.
10
They made
items.
sure
You have 10 minutes
you
to
only have
check
10
out.
items.
Yeah.
Okay,
Too
and
many
so
people in the self-checkout line, nobody in the line with the cashier.
Wow.
so Jim, did they open up any more cashier lines or no?
No.
No.
Yeah, see,
No, you had to stand in a long line at the self-checkout.
That sucks.
And they went through routinely and made sure everybody knew checkout is for 10 items only.
What they need to do,
Oxford Valley.
they need to have. They need to be able to do the call and say, okay, when they see it backing up, send someone over to a register and start checking people out that way.
Yeah,
They
that's
need to learn to read the room.
Read the room.
read the room.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, because the self-checkout line does get pretty long. Like it'll filter through, at least at my Target, it filters through the store, but they move it pretty quick. It's not like I never feel like I've been waiting for a long time.
If you're ever in a pinch, will you bypass the cash registers and just leave?
Leave cash.
Yeah.
I've been on a bit of a streak lately in that when I will be checking out, no matter where it is, what kind of retail place it is, that I will go by the checkout lanes and I'll see one that looks like, okay, there's not a lot of stuff for this person. I'll jump in this line.
Yeah.
Go by pretty quick.
You been nailing it?
No. That person has a price check or something wrong, or they're insisting on these coupons, or I've done visually what should be the right
We
thing.
need the
to
price
do.
on Mandarin cheddar olives.
Yeah, and it's like every time now.
What?
Every time I'm hitting it, and I'm like,
yeah.
And I was getting mad for a while, and I can't. Well, sometimes you can get mad at the person.
Sure, you can hit him. But
it's just been where I'm at lately.
Really? You want to buy that, you old biddy?
Steve, you made a joke though. They don't do that anymore, where they go over the PA and ask somebody for a price check.
No, they call. It's very discreet. I was on like almost as if they're calling in like bomb coordinates or something. But I had, it was produce and it was watermelon and then they got the price immediately. But it used to take forever. They called it out to whoever was in earshot of the area where the item came from, and you hope you got the price.
You know what I haven't had happen in a long time is a cashier looking at me going, "Do you know how much this is?"
Oh, I love when they do that.
Yeah,
It is
it's $1.
Yeah, 99 cents. I think 99 cents.
Actually, it says refund that I get money back on.
Well, just last night, Jason and I went to the Halloween store. We got his Halloween costume, and for whatever reason, the one that we picked didn't have a tag on it. She couldn't scan it, and she was on her, computer trying to find it on the computer. And I'm just sitting there looking at her. There's a line behind me. I'm like, it's this difficult. So I finally just said to Jace, I go get another one. He went, got another one, brought it back before she was even
Looking for a
able
price on a Mitch McConnell costume.
But before she was able to find it on the computer. I'm like, I just made this so much easier for you.
Is that trick or treat you're trying to say? What's he going to be? Is that trick or treat?
I don't know what they're talking about. Case, they're going to be
Mitch McConnell.
Fortnite characters.
Oh, okay,
Him
cool.
and his friends.
All right.
Who's he going to be?
Him and his friends are
Fortnite.
being Fortnite characters.
Oh, well, there you go. That's a good one, yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so
Fortnite McConnell.
So Target is trying this out, and apparently, according to the caller, it's popping up in our area. So I don't know if that'll
All right.
work or not.
I'll be
We'll have to wait
interested
and
to see how this goes.
Yeah.
I want your review.
I will give
Yeah.
it to you as soon as it happens.
All right, let's take a break and come back in a moment because Crumb Bum Cash we're about 20 minutes away from that. So we'll come back, we'll get to the B file, and then by that time, hopefully, we will roll right into that, and you will roll right into $1,000 in your pocket. Stay put. We'll be back in a moment.
In line for the bathroom, and both of them walk out of the bathroom together. I'm like,
Oh
really?
my God!
Yeah.
They were banging in the bathroom,
I think-
they were doing something.
I think they were probably doing something else in the bathroom. I don't know that they were banging. So then I ended up having to be in a conversation with them, which was awesome, which is where I learned she was 46.
Yeah, by the way, if you're 60, wouldn't you rather be looking good for 60 or terrible for 46?
You better look good for 60 than terrible for 46.
Exactly. And you know what, though? And she ruined it because she told a story later on in the day.
About beating Eisenhower?
No, that aged her. Yes,
Yeah.
that aged her. And me and my mom figured it out. And we're like, okay, she's at least 58.
So I told him Normandy invasion will work. But anyway, enough about me.
A couple of people are texting and saying, "Hey, you can't have funeral without fun."
Yeah.
No, and listen, but there was. Listen, like my cousin who passed away, his brother is a very fun person, and he was distraught over the loss of his brother, but enjoyed himself, had fun. We told stories about him. There was fun to it. It wasn't this couple didn't need to do that.
Yeah, it's
They
the difference
killed
between-
it. They made it awkward, and they were disrespectful.
Right. It's the difference between a pleasant, upbeat affair, a positive, life-affirming memory.
Celebration of life as opposed to, look at me!
You
Oh, my
honestly,
God.
you really you need to take the lead from those closest to the deceased, right? So those most affected by the deceased's death,
You follow
whether
that.
a husband, wife, kids, brother, sister, whatever, you take the lead from them. If they seem to be having a good time and upbeat and all that sort of stuff, then you take that lead, right? If they're not, then you need to kind of be at their level or lower. Yeah.
But your cousin's just an a-hole. I mean, that's
man,
all there is to it.
yeah.
Was the family all talking about it?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the risk you run with something like that, is that people
But again, someone who has even the most basic social skills would know how far to push it. You should not be doing the electric slide.
Yeah.
At a funeral.
And so, even though it's a completely different occasion, they would be the a-holes at the wedding, too, probably.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure. They clearly had some issues that need to be worked out. So I'm sure that was the main reason for them. But
This is the way we did it at Gatsby's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't into it. And
Yeah.
What's that? I can't wait to see Ham-Ass 2, Casey's Revenge.
Ham-Ass 2.
What was Ham-Ass 1?
Yeah, it'd be the first.
A lot of people were calling for now my involvement with the Greater Philadelphia Film Office, Miney and the Effed Up Horse.
Miney and the Effed Up Horse gets made finally.
Finally. There's that one, and what was the other movie?
What was the other one that
Isn't there another
we kept
one?
referencing?
Oh, yeah. Stinky and...
Stinky
goes to college?
Does it Stinky goes to college? No.
Money in the Effed Up Horse. Maybe it's Stinky.
I think it's Stinky goes to college.
Stinky goes to college?
It's Stinky goes to college.
There's a couple of other
There was a
ones.
script floating around for one of them. For
Miney and the Effed Up Horse.
Yeah.
Well, there was a cast listing for that.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It was a movie that we would have loved to have had made. I think it was the time that Barbaro got sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Miney, wasn't it when the miners in Pennsylvania were stuck underground?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's a powerful story.
Miney.
It's like that Antonio Banderas movie meets Seabiscuit.
An author, his name is Yuval Harari, argues in his book, which is called Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, that gossip is the foundation of our species' survival. Gossiping or sharing social knowledge involves retrieving previously acquired information about an individual from our vast social network, a process that's more complicated than this sounds.
So how far does it go back?
It goes all the way back, I guess.
Guess who put finger in Stegosaurus?
Oh, my God.
Are you effing kidding me, Og? Saw it with own eyes. Put finger right in Stegosaurus. Then sniffed it. Get out. Saw it
with own eyes.
With own eyes. I bet at some rudimentary level it was part of campfire talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Stegosaurus facing away. Og walk up, finger go in. I saw it. Own eyes.
Of course, it's the original storytelling, probably, man.
Yeah.
Steve, I have a response to somebody texted over. Give me the story again about the Stegosaurus, please, because I have a response to that.
All right. Og, put finger in Stegosaurus. Saw with own eyes.
Shut the front rock.
So dumb. You are so dumb.
Yeah.
Shut the front rock.
Saw it.
And somebody also said, get out of cave. Shut the front rock. So thank you to Clint Buffington.
Clint Buffington. Sounds like a pretend name, but it's real.
Yes, and I almost said Clunt Biffington.
Clunt. His name is Clunt. Clunt Buffington.
Biffington.
Punk.
Clunt
Buffington.
Biffington.
Biffington.
Because it's Clint Buffington.
Clunt Biffington.
There you go.
What's your name, stranger? Biffington. Clunt. Biffington. Did you say Clunt? Clunt? That's not a name I've ever heard. Many Indians in this area have all sorts of exotic names, but Clunt's not one that I've heard.
Oh my
Clunt.
Well, you heard it now.
So he is he's the guy that finds the messages in bottles, and he actually tracked down the one that was dropped off of the cruise ship. Guy who was on a Carnival cruise ship. He's from Philadelphia and had been floating out there for years, and he found it and got back to him. So it was
that was
cool.
Cramp Difford.
Cramp Difford. A Florida man was sentenced to 5 years in prison Wednesday after his wife died in a crash while the couple was having sex and he was driving while intoxicated.
All right, so she's straddling him, or okay,
that's exactly how.
That can be dangerous.
Matthew Notebart and his wife had just left a country music concert. The pair was having sex when Notebart drove into a canal.
Wow.
The crash left his wife Amanda dead at the. And Matthew severely injured at the hospital. Deputies confirmed that he was indeed under the influence. Authorities said that Matthew admitted to being naked and that Amanda was sitting on top of his lap when he drove off the end of the road and struck the opposite canal. Yeah.
That's where I think the safest thing to do is if you're going to be in the front seat, doggy style, right?
Yeah. So you can both see what's coming up.
Yeah.
you can both
Look
steer.
out! Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Hands on the wheel.
Yep.
All four.
So you put the seat back. It's going to be a little snug. I'm not going to lie.
Does the person in front work the pedals and the
Yes.
steering wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Good.
You're holding on the wheel. It's like this. You're holding on the wheel. You're hunched over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works.
It could do that.
Trust me.
All right. We'll
Did it in the Subaru.
After his 5-year sentence, Notebart will be on probation for 5 years. That's a good question. I've never had I was going to say the balls, but I guess that would be right, to do it while actually driving in motion. That's just crazy.
69 in a rickshaw.
I mean, like full on. I'm talking about intercourse.
Yeah, no, I know.
There are other things that you can do while driving, but that is just.
Well, you not Kathy, but you can do it.
Well,
No, you could get roadhead. Can you say that?
No.
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Who are you?
Have you ever?
Ew, it's so yucky.
There's your answer.
And now we're back. This brief fling to a normal sexual life, and now we're back.
I like how you make the word "ew" 12 syllables.
I want you guys to understand.
Okay. It's a little emphasis that she puts on it. Some of these texts are crazy. Had a guy friend who was with his wife and finished and yelled hot soup.
Hot soup. That's dirty talk for Bill.
He said, "Yeah, right.
right.
Soup. Minestrone. Minestrone, chicken noodle.
Chowder.
Soup is sexual. Soup is dirty. Gets all over the floor. Gets on the pillows. Soup's bad.
I miss Bill."
Split pea.
Stevie wakes up having a nightmare about it.
Split pea. Clam chowder. What, honey? You're bathed in sweat. I had a bad dream. Third leg of the stool, open barn door. What are you saying?
He just blurts them out.
Oh, dear God. Kathy, here's this story that I promised I would bring up to you.
Lipstick?
A lipstick. Apparently isn't just a little pop of the color. It can be much more powerful. Bobby Rimmel, a gynecologist and oncologist at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, says for cancer patients, lipstick often serves as a symbol of health and vibrancy.
Huh.
And says that lipstick helps restore a normal sense of self that a patient can lose during an incredibly difficult cancer treatment and help them feel like themselves.
I was never a lipstick wearer. I never wore lipstick until, I guess as I aged, I started wearing it more. So
was it your first rainbow party that...
Stop it. So, yes, I think it does help you, feel better about yourself. And especially if, maybe if they're going through chemo and they've lost their hair or whatever it is, just that little bit of lipstick, I could see that
Could make
helping
you feel
them.
wonderful.
Look, I've got a whole bag of lipsticks here, so.
All right, put on something.
Shake 'em.
Anybody? I just did.
Let's hear it so people can
this
hear
is
your
lame, whatever
how
you
much
got.
lipstick you have.
Oh, okay.
You have your bag there?
Yeah.
Pour it out on the table.
Okay. Here.
This is Kathy's
Wow.
cosmetics array.
What is your I'm going out and I want action with an illegal alien? What's that lip? Now, what is your I want to, as Preston says, you want to just feel your absolute best.
You want to look sexy.
You want to be sexy.
Well, listen, it depends on the time of year.
Say you're going to like a police function and there'll be a lot of guys in uniform there.
Well, in that case, I'd wear this lipstick. No, it depends on I wore darker lipstick throughout the winter, and I just got my spring colors. So there's a lot of blushes and roses in there. Those type of colors.
Do you love watching? I love watching my wife put on lipstick. Yeah, I think it's very sexy.
Come on, guys, let's put on some lipstick.
You have food in your mouth. How am I gonna put lipstick on?
Let him eat first. He needs to eat. Yeah, a little bit of chaw.
By the way, I'm so mad.
Why?
Because my bagel was supposed to have butter on it. It had cream cheese. Oh, man.
Is that what you were gesturing to me about?
Yeah. Oh, well, I thought it was yours.
Oh, my God. Can you put it on for me?
Oh, you want me to put it on you?
Yeah. Kathy, this one has pubes all over it.
Oh, it does. Sorry about that. I use it for my other lips.
By the way, Kathy, you can mix colors, right? And get a
Yeah,
different.
sure. Of course.
Yeah.
That's like the fun part. You experiment.
So my wife had done like this purple, this pearl, or not pearl, plum, and then she put like almost black and mixed it together, made it real dark and juicy. Oh, you little slut, you. You. Somebody's getting ready for a big weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
Steve.
weekend.
Steve, can you do Yoo-hoo for us?
That's messed up.
Now this is, and then the guy blacks out, and then I blacked out, and then I woke up and he was over me like some sort of condor. This big bald guy got lipstick on. He's going yoo-hoo, and I turned around and woke up. I was bleeding.
Holy, oh my God, look at you.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I still look more feminine than Caitlyn Jenner.
Quickly, do we have a wig? Do we have a wig?
Yes,
we do. Casey's putting the wig on Steve. And it's a bad wig. It's, oh my God. Oh my God.
For the love of God.
Oh, this is just. Oh, this is so.
I'm so freaked out right now.
This is awesome.
This looks like the ad for Split 2.
Yes!
Yeah, totally.
You'll come live in my basement.
I can't do it.
We have a nice new character.
I have something to tell you.
And now the voice.
Yeah.
It's brought it all together.
It's all gone.
Oh my God.
How long does that lipstick stay on? It's designed for it to like stay on for a while, right?
Well, what Steve has is going to stay on for a long time.
Because he has an important appointment later on today.
What is he? What do you have?
We're closing on the house.
I forgot about that.
Did you imagine?
Oh my God, dude.
But apparently, lipstick can make you feel more vibrant when you put it on. Do you?
I feel more vibrant.
You feel more
I feel prettier. I feel pretty for the first time.
Wow.
I would agree with that.
I tell you what, though, how annoying. Having no hair is so much better than having.
Yeah, you got to brush it out of your eyes.
Oh, my God.
It's a pain, isn't it? Yeah.
Are you ready, girls?
Hey. Oh, the voice.
Walking along in high heels, feeling my testicles swinging back.
Oh, my God. This just bizarrely, spontaneously happened.
And it is bizarre.
It is fantastic.
WMMR.
Case, let's do the bizarre file first.
Okay.
And then we'll do the Crumb Bums cash because we got about 5 minutes or so to play with. So we will fire that up right now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, brought to you by Philly J-Dog. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. You got junk, you want it gone, then you want J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Veteran and military, family owned and operated. And you can visit J-Dog Junk Removal, RDSC.com. That's J-Dog Junk Removal, RDSC.com. A man operating a farm vehicle in Pennsylvania was arrested and accused of driving under the influence just 17 minutes after he was released from custody for the very same charge.
Don't think he's taking it seriously.
The driver, identified as 49-year-old man from Lancaster, was first taken into custody on the evening of September 16th after police say he tried to flee the scene of a crash. According to the crash report, the International Harvester he was driving and a 2011 Toyota RAV4 were at a stop sign when the farm vehicle backed into the SUV and tried to leave the area.
Sorry, I'm drunk.
The driver of the RAV4 followed behind, honking, and tried to get the tractor's operator's attention. The driver of the tractor later admitted to police that he had been drinking before getting behind the wheel. He was arrested, processed, and released, police said, but he didn't give the officers much time to miss him. 17 minutes after being released from custody, he was found to be operating a tractor yet again.
Did you specifically say I shouldn't do this again?
He was out on the roadway, and he was placed into custody for a second DUI.
I think a lot of people think there's a grace period that if you've been arrested now, you're okay.
All right, this is a short story with very little details, but a Florida man tragically fell to his death Saturday afternoon in a parachuting accident. The Titusville police said that the solo skydiver was found dead on the lawn of a residence.
They must have thought it was a Halloween decoration.
In a coastal town known for its space launches. Authorities said that he was pronounced dead on the scene.
Wow.
Law enforcement said the male victim was outfitted in parachute attire and gear when he was found, and police did not identify the man or give his age. Authorities said that it remains an ongoing investigation, but dude landed on somebody's front lawn. All right, Minnesota horticulture teacher Travis Ginger won the 50th annual World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off with an impressive gourd. The teacher won the Moon Bay, California contest with a pumpkin weighing 2,749 pounds.
Wow. Structurally, for something like that to stay intact is amazing.
His giant jack-o'-lantern could make 687 pies if they wanted to.
He had a 6-ton blueberry.
Ganger has been growing pumpkins for about 30 years this year. He watered his pumpkin up to 12 times a day and fertilized him more than he usually does.
I love my pumpkin.
His efforts paid off. Apparently, it gained 70 pounds a day.
Do you remember the guy had a competitive pumpkin of this size, but because there was a cut or something on the side of it, it was disqualified.
Okay.
And so it has to be pristine.
But 70 pounds a day?
That's what I heard on the news this morning. Yeah. Ganger said, I put in the work so that I can put a smile on people's faces. And it's just so nice coming out here to see everyone in this town.
You're the pumpkin guy.
That's him. A 4-hour system interruption in September at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center in Kansas City, Missouri has been attributed to a cat jumping on a technician's keyboard.
Oh, yeah. I've had that happen.
A source heard the tale on one of the regular weekday calls held by the U.S. government department, during which recent IT problems were reviewed. Roughly 100 people participate in the calls at a time. On a mid-September call, one of the participants explained that while the technician was reviewing the configuration of a server cluster, the cat jumped on the keyboard and deleted it.
Have you ever had it happen? They jump on just to the point you found the perfect porn video?
Oh, it's just the worst.
Man.
Kurt Delbene, the Assistant Secretary of the Information and Technology and CIO of the Department of Veterans Affairs, is said to have responded on the call with the words to the effect of, "That's why I have a dog." And there was laughter and not much more. It was a short incident report, but apparently it was the cat that caused all the hubbub. All right, last...
He's a cat.
Sorry.
Story. We will end with this one. An unseen amount of bird deaths from window collisions occurred this week in Chicago.
They're so stupid.
You're such an a-hole.
This is according to the Field Museum. These preventable tragedies occur every year, especially during fall and spring migration, but this incident was notably worse. Nearly 1,000 birds died after striking the windows at McCormick Place Convention Center Thursday, the most field collecting efforts have documented in the past 40 years.
Don't they know about doors?
The incident has set Chicago's birding community abuzz.
That's crazy.
Migrating birds were passing over some points of the city at high intensity rate of 100,000 that day amid adverse flying conditions.
A particularly robust starling population.
Both factors led to an overwhelming number of birds toward Chicago's Lake Michigan beachfront along their harrowing journey.
Remember that happened here.
Yes, it did.
It's happening for a couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, data from the Field Museum collected by a team of scientists and volunteers who search for birds that collide into the center's windows every day during the migration seasons has been used in studies to make the case for more protections to make collisions less frequent to help vulnerable birds.
Kathy approaches from the different side. She believes you should exterminate all birds.
Collisions with human-made structures are a leading cause of bird deaths in the United States, causing up to 1 billion bird deaths each year in North America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's
like 1 billion. Evidence shows the total number of birds in the sky on a given night and the direction of wind both play a role in mortality, but the biggest determining factor was light as well.
I've heard that the mosquitoes are the largest population of a living thing on Earth are mosquitoes. And I think birds are up in that 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 slots. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, it is time because it's now 10:01, so we need to do this now.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia.
You're a real crumb bum.
It's time for a crumb bum cash keyword.
And the word you have to enter is now. N-O-W. That's this hour's keyword, and you have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. 3 ways for you to do that. WMMR.com. Through the MMR app, or you can text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in the company-wide contest, and each winner gets a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules are available at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by Horizon Services. So let me give you that word again. It is NOW, N-O-W. Enter it, and good luck to your friend. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve
on 93.
And I am a big fan of the red. Well, yours
I
is
like
kind
your
of-
lipstick better.
Yeah, you have better
But
lipstick.
this is
Steve.
lip gloss, correct?
It's a matte. It's a matte color. So,
Okay.
She said so it won't come off.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good.
Oh, no. Steve's closing on a house today.
Well, what would?
It'll come off
But you
by
already know the
then,
people
but
that
you
are there.
might have it for the entire show.
So let me get this straight. This is all marketing that once you apply it, it stays on till you die and rot in the ground. No, it's clearly removable.
But it's, yeah.
I've heard apply it once and then live with it for the rest of your life.
No, but red lipstick is pretty difficult to get off.
Okay,
Not for me.
he can do it, though. He'll-
No,
I work out.
I've heard of people getting eyeliner tattooed on. Right?
Yeah.
You can't have
Michael
lipstick.
Jackson had that.
My
Yeah.
grandmother had that done.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Had the eyeliner tattooed on.
Steve looks like somebody. You look like a
Caitlin's hotter sister.
No,
Like
no,
an actress,
and
or-
like an actual female actress,
A younger Kathy Bates.
I was thinking of somebody 80s hair metal band, because there's this. The guys in bands in the 80s would put lipstick on.
Oh, it's like when they're past their prime and they don't. They're performing now in
like David
in
Coverdale.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Casey-
I went to see Coverdale the other night. Holy crap!
Casey, you can get permanent lipstick tattooed, but it's not like, it's sort of just like a neutral lip color, like they almost darken your lip color a little bit.
Okay.
All right. This is a name out of the past. Linda Tripp.
Yes.
Do you remember Linda Tripp?
Tripp was the one that betrayed Monica Lewinsky.
Yes. Could someone pull up a picture of Linda Tripp? I want to see if.
Let's put it this way: John Goodman played her on SNL.
That's right.
Now, would I?
Oh my God!
When women, by the way, Kathy, this is a trick I've noticed. A lot of women don't do this. When they're listening, they go. They'll jut the lower
Kind of
lip.
pouting a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a forced thing to make you. Oh, you're going to ask me something?
Steve, say prune.
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 I
Hold
have
the
to
prune.
take a poop.
Pip. Prune.
I don't think prune is the right.
Wait a minute. Do your Sean Connery with the wearing.
Check a perp. Check this picture now. Yeah, I've indulged your perversion. I will not make your pancakes.
You're better looking than Linda Tripp.
Yeah.
You are?
The reason that we were going there is because a guy that has been on the show several times, is a South Jersey native, and you've heard us talk to him on the air and talk about him many times. The composer, Michael Giacchino, invited us out to be a part of something really cool. He is currently, or was currently, scoring the film Spider-Man Homecoming. And he was doing it at the 20th Century Fox Studios, and invited us all to be out there if we wanted to be in the studio while they're recording the music for the movie.
That's amazing.
So Nick and I took advantage of it. There were some other commitments, and that's why not everybody could make it. But I'm telling you, this guy, number one, for those who may not be familiar with Michael Giacchino, has composed the music for some of your favorite movies. And just start with some of the Pixar stuff, The Incredibles, Up, Inside Out, and then you move over to things like Planet of the Apes. He has also done the Star Trek films. J.J. Abrams and he did all the music for Lost. He started in video games, so Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
A bunch of series of video games that he did, and he is the guy. He did Rogue One. He did. Did he do Force Awakens as well?
No,
I think
he didn't do that one. But he did Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And his
he's gotten. They've handed over these John Williams scores and said, "Here, update and run with this."
He is the heir apparent. He is the guy right now. and the fact that he is as nice as he is, and a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And like friends of the show never invite us to do cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they know we'd be an embarrassment.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much our prohibitive factor. But this was so cool that you got to go out there.
So he invited us out, and he also said that it was cool if my entire family came along as well. So it was me and Nick and my 3 kids and my wife.
Rochelle just had to pretend that she was Steve. She was me.
That's it. Yeah. No, but they were so nice. So we show up, and when I got there, Nick was already. I found him on the property, kind of trying to find the studio that we were going to go to, which was the Neumann studio.
Yeah.
Was that named after Randy Newman?
No, his uncle, I believe. And,
Okay.
But within that family, and so we're literally on the 20th Century Fox lot, which is sprawling. There are a lot of buildings. It's where they film movies, and some of those sound stages are huge. So we were going from one to the other, and ended up in Building 26, which is where they shot or were scoring rather the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, and they had like the Jane Russell suite, and they even had the Marge Simpson stage, and all the things are named after famous actors and
Absolutely.
characters.
That's neat. And the Jane Russell suite, I assume, has huge breasts, right?
Of course it does.
Yes.
So we show up for this really cool experience. What is this? Oh, Randy Newman. I love LA. Yeah. Who, by the way, he does tons of movie scores.
Academy Award winner.
Absolutely.
He did Toy Story.
Yeah. And Michael Giacchino, by the way, an Academy Award winner
Yes.
as well. He won for Up. He won an Oscar. So we show up, and we're not sure what to expect. And
You feel out of place, and you feel like you shouldn't be there.
Well, we just follow the instructions on where to go, and eventually we're standing outside the store, and it says studio. There's a big red light and everything on it, and it wasn't going on. So we just walk in, and boom, we're in this recording studio.
What are you doing? We're halfway. Oh my God!
So we kind of sheepishly walk into the control room.
Who are these idiots?
Steve, I was afraid that was going to happen. I mean, like everybody was so nice and kind, but this is not where we work. This is where they work.
Yeah.
They're friends of mine. I invite.
Michael, God damn it! That's $50,000. Get him out of here! That guy's head is blocking the screen.
So we show up around 9:30, 10 o'clock. The session was going to start around 10. Actually, we showed up around 9:30, and we walk in, and they're all still getting in place, and we're just trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Because there were several people in this very large control room.
You try to be mindful.
And so we just kind of scoot back and get out of the way and find our little spot. And Michael comes over, and he's like, hey, oh my God, you're here. He was just so excited that we actually made it. And his
Such a
sister,
nice guy.
Maria, was setting the whole thing up, being the liaison with Nick.
Did we mention he's from South Jersey? I mean, that was a connection in the first place. Riverside. He invited us back. And so if this is a one and done, I will be forever grateful. It really was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I do feel privileged because I am. But if we get to do it again, I really hope you can come again because he's not going to stop.
I do want to. And
are you ready for
should
this?
we do it?
Steve?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Well deserved.
Slightly privileged.
Jesus.
Very privileged, actually.
And that was just the one day. Do we need to take a break and come back and talk about the rest of the week?
I could go on, and I'm not going to do it. Fear for privilege overload. But there were so many great things that happened. That was just one of the days. So
It was one day.
yeah.
It wasn't even a full day. It was just like 18 hours of the day.
Yeah.
And how long were you there?
6 days, I think, just shy of a week.
Oh, for the week, I was there Saturday I took the red eye in, so I did Easter with my family in LA and got back this morning.
When did you do Joshua Tree?
I did Joshua Tree on Friday, and I've mentioned this on the show a few times, but my goal is to get to every national park in the country. I'd never been into Joshua Tree before. It's incredible. It's right near Coachella, so that was going on this
How
past
was
week.
traffic getting there?
We avoided that. We went to the north side of the park and came in that way. Coachella's sort of on the south side of the park, but
I've been to Joshua Tree.
It is.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's only 2.5 hours from downtown LA. And I did rock climbing outside, and that was privilege as well.
And and speaking of privilege, I have to say thank you to Craig Shoemaker. Took me to play golf at. Calabasas Country Club.
Calabasas, that's where the Kardashians live.
Yeah.
It sure
Yeah.
is.
Oh, he was pointing out all the houses like, oh, that's where Tom Bergeron lives. That's where blah, blah, blah. I mean, like right on the golf course.
I went to Nobu.
Yeah, that's right.
I went to Nobu, Malibu.
It's a great restaurant.
Where all the cool, trendy people.
You ready? And Arizona, this is legit. An Arizona police department shared photos of the swearing in of its newest and most unusual officer. It's Iro, the drug-sniffing lizard.
Iro, the drug-sniffing. Oh, that's what that picture was. I saw a whole bunch of cops with a lizard.
Iro is a bearded dragon that first came to the Avondale Police Department last April as part of a pilot program and was officially sworn in Thursday by Chief Dale Nanenga. The department said Iro was originally brought in after officials reviewed research. Beautiful song, Symptom of Being Human. Send that. I got an email from Fred Siebelis, who wanted me to point out. So his 11-year-old daughter, he said that it's become kind of a family anthem for them.
That's great.
And he asked if we could play that and let Shinedown know that the impact they have had. So
a lot of people say that about the music of Shinedown.
Great song, and especially their connection to Philadelphia is just, it's really, really tight, man. They have one of their strongest fan bases right here.
Nice guys.
13 minutes after 10 o'clock. Beautiful Wednesday morning. Preston and Steve Show. We'll do the secret text word winner in a minute, but we got to get some other things taken care of. So we're going to do the lesson question, and we're going to give away a $50 What a Crock Meals gift card. If you can answer this question. Who wrote the children's book, The Lonely Lion? Is The Lonely Lion a real book?
No.
You made it up. Okay. All right. Who wrote the children's book, The Lonely Lion? 215-263. WMMR is the number. If you heard that earlier, we're listening. It was a little bit after 8 o'clock. Then you should let us know. But don't look up The Lonely Lion. There may be a book out there called The Lonely Lion and says that it's the author, but this is not the name we are looking for. We want to hear what was said earlier on the show. Who wrote the children's book, The Lonely Lion? 215-263 WMMR. Call now.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Helium Comedy Club. Bringing the laughs to Philly. For many years, Helium Comedy has the best comics of today and tomorrow live every week. And tickets and lineup at heliumcomedy.com. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Britney Spears appearing to have injured herself yet again in the wake of her troubling knife dance videos. Spears posted another video of her sporting visible rows of little squares burned into her cheek, which many suggest occurred after she tried to answer a waffle iron.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Toni Braxton posted a nearly nude shot on Saturday as she turned 56, captioning the photo, "In my birthday suit." Braxton took the opportunity to announce the release of her new single, Unbreak My Hip. And finally, Vanderpump Rules villain Tom Sandoval was seen putting the moves on a mystery woman at a Tennessee bar recently. The mystery woman was reportedly enchanted by Sandoval, saying she had never met a talking anal wart. Wow. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, we shall see if you actually know the answer to this question. Who wrote the children's book, The Lonely Lion? 215-263 WMMR, and we will go to Mark, see if we can get the answer. Hey, Mark, good morning. Yoo-hoo. 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 All right, Mark, who wrote The Lonely Lion? Dickfur, yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll go with that. It's like a Jeopardy if you give the last name. It was John Dickfur. And Mark, hang on the line. We're going to give you a $50 What a Crock Meals gift card. Delicious home-cooked meals designed for your slow cooker, and you can use the promo code HUNGER now through November, and you get $10 off of your order. Plus, What a Crock is going to donate $10 to Phil Abundance as part of the Preston and Steve Camp Out for Hunger. And you can go to whatacrockmeals.com to start your order right now.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, brought to you this morning by Monster Mania 57, November 10th through the 12th in Oaks, Pennsylvania with Alice Cooper's Scream Reunion. The stars of Five Nights at Freddy's and more. And tickets on sale now, monstermania.net. Casey, that story that I told you I had I didn't get it ready.
I got you.
Thank
This
you.
one right there?
Yep, I appreciate that. Slipknot and System of a Down have been booked for the next year Sick New World Festival.
Sick.
Yeah. Now in its second year.
Those cats really know how to play guitar.
The event will return to the Las Vegas Festival grounds on April 27th. The massive lineup features over 65 artists across 5 stages, including Bring Me the Horizon and Perfect Circle, Alice in Chains, and Danny Elfman performing. Tickets are on sale beginning on Friday, October 13th.
Is he performing as Danny Elfman or Oingo Boingo?
Danny Elfman.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Sick. Bush has released a haunting music video for the new track Nowhere to Go But Everywhere.
Is it scary?
I haven't seen it yet. In the clip, frontman Gavin Rossdale plays part of a time traveler. About that, he said, while anyone can identify with clinging to the past, which the song addresses, the extremes we've seen some people go to for external youth is unnerving. He went on to call David Bowie a genius for his past words on the subject. Rossdale said, Bowie said, the thing about aging is you become the person you should have been all along. The new song will be the band's next record called Loaded, the greatest hits 94 to 23, due on November 10th. A digital version of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' 2010 blues album Mojo is going to be released on October 20th. Extra Mojo will feature 2 previously unreleased tracks. One song is already available. Help Me is a cover of Sonny Boy Williamson II tune, and is accompanied with a video featuring never-before-seen footage. Shows Petty in the studio recording with the Heartbreakers. The other song is called Mystery of Love, and October 20th is not only the release date, but also what would have been celebrated as Tom's 73rd birthday.
I wonder how much more Tom Petty stuff is. I mean, they did release that pretty comprehensive collection a while ago.
Yeah.
But, you know, with these artists of that nature, they keep finding stuff.
Yeah, they record so much stuff, and then
it's crazy.
It gets set aside, and there you go.
Yeah.
One last thing. This was just announced, the rescheduled Godsmack concert from July. Saturday, October 28th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. They have a special guest opening the show, and that is the band Extreme.
Wow.
Which is really cool. So the entire venue.
You're a fan, right?
I love Extreme. Great band. They have a really great concept album called Three Sides to Every Story that I love. And Nuno Betancourt, the guitarist, is just a shredder, big time. So the entire venue is open for the event, and that does include the lawn. So kind of a late season show to have the lawn ready to go. So Saturday,
It'll be nice and hard.
October 28th, and tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. And all tickets honored from the original show date, or will be original from the original show date, will be honored. That was shortened due to severe weather.
So what's the latest they will go on the lawn?
Into the season?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I bet you people, the issue is you got to leave the pavilion open. Right?
Yes, yeah, and it's going to sell less tickets.
Right,
if
yeah.
you're going to be sitting outside in the cold.
Right,
so
yeah.
They change it to indoors at a certain point, and I would imagine it would be at the beginning of November. So this is a pretty late show, but that's me just guessing out loud. So anyway, this is Extreme. This is a great song, Wholehearted. All right, and that is last item in music news for you. We have a secret text word, and we have yet to get a winner, so let's do that. Kathy, what number is it going to be?
7.
All right, 7. 7th caller, 215-263, WMMR. You need to know the secret text word, and we have those tickets to see Chris Tucker next week if you do. So we'll come back, see if we can get ourselves a winner. Random text or 2. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Strong enough sense of smell to make them more effective than dogs at detecting some types of narcotics. I tried to see if this was like a late April Fool's gag or something like that, but it appears to be legit. Research has shown, this is according to...
Really, the main concern is just to make sure that the perps are taken off the street and we get these drugs out of the hands of the children. It's quite an honor to be on this police force now. I'm looking forward to a productive couple of years. And the rookies coming in, that's of great concern to me as well. Getting them out on the street, interacting with the people, talking to the kids, and that's how we make change.
I love it. You sound like a New York cop.
The department had said research has shown that reptiles possess a strong sense of smell, making their ability to detect certain illicit drugs possibly more accurate than canines. Wow. They said our pilot program, drug-sniffing bearded dragon, will be assisting officers in the city. Please help us welcome Iro.
Did they put him on a leash?
I don't know how they go about. I mean,
I think it's a baby Bjorn.
No, they wear it around their tail. No, how do they indicate they got a hit? You know, dogs will sit or they'll do some sort
You
of.
got something over here. I think it smells a bit like meth, I'm thinking.
Oh, he just tells them.
Yeah. Wait,
He just speaks up.
I'm a working officer. What do you want me to do?
So I figure the second you take him out of his aquarium, he's gone.
Yeah,
I'm working now. I'm working 24/7. So if I'm in the aquarium, I'm sitting on that little fake beachfront under the fake umbrella with the fake palm tree. I get a call. I'm going. It's time to roll. We got to make a change out there.
I need to follow up on this and make sure it's legit. The department has periodically posted photos of Officer Ira's escapades using the hashtag Ira Adventures.
Please send a backup listen.
By the way, there's a few different things we're going to go through. As you know, I kind of notice these things.
Really?
Yeah, I think so because
Around the corner, down a dark alleyway, across an empty field. He is the noticer.
This one
Nothing gets past Preston Elliott.
This one
the noticer.
I noticed.
On the Preston and Steve show.
All right. This one I
6
noticed
to 11.
because Steve said it to me.
All right.
Human
Steve
beings.
sent this to him.
We as human beings get turned on by many things. Most commonly, we're turned on by other people that
Yes.
we are sexually attracted to.
And animals.
There are also people. What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. There are also people who are turned on by inanimate objects. I've mentioned that stuff on the Bizarre File before.
Hence people marrying the Eiffel Tower.
But this I've never seen. There are certain women who are turned on by themselves.
Gee, I wonder where a woman like that might exist. Where a woman who would find themselves so beautiful, they would get aroused. It seems almost impossible that such a woman would exist.
Yep. They
What are you saying?
They stare at themselves in the mirror and they think, I'd like to tap that ass.
Well, yeah, but then you don't actually get turned on, right?
No, these people do.
Well, we don't, but you do.
According to
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So beautiful.
I'd hit that.
According to Dr. Michael Aaron, a New York City therapist and author of Modern Sexuality, The Truth About Sex and Relationships, it's extremely common for a woman to be sexually attracted to herself, and it is called autosexuality or autoeroticism.
Yes, so just the visual is enough to get this type of person worked up to the point of being orgasmic?
Well, no, not they're not going to stare at themselves and actually have the orgasm, but it will turn them on.
What about a person who wants to vomit whenever they see themselves in the mirror?
They didn't
Like
cover that.
myself.
Is that you?
Yeah.
In this study.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And is as vain as it sounds to want to have sex with yourself because you're so hot, it's not narcissistic, apparently. The doctor,
because it's true.
The doctor said it's very common for people to be aroused by themselves to varying degrees. Some experience it more like an orientation in that they feel more aroused by themselves than by others.
So do they use themselves as a benchmark to compare other people to? In other words, will they not? Does someone have to exceed their own level of beauty to warrant a physical encounter?
I don't know. Another psychologist explains the easiest way to tell if someone is autosexual is from their self-pleasuring habits. If she's picturing herself and thinking about how sexy she is when she's doing that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is that how you do it, Kathy?
Stop
She's
it.
obviously an autosexual.
Do you think are you thinking of yourself mostly when you're going at it? I'm asking in the most clinical of ways. We're gathering data here. When
listen.
you are there, when you're upstairs, when you've got the device, when it's plugged in properly, you have it in the power strip so it doesn't short out.
Need a surge protector.
Right, or surge protector. How do you see yourself dressed in your mind?
God, I'm not answering you, but listen, I do think this is very bizarre.
Yeah? They said it's more common than you think. It says if you think you're dating an autosexual, you're probably not, though. It says, according to the original definition of the word by ego analyst Dr. Bernard Affelbaum, an autosexual is someone who has a great deal of trouble responding to someone else sexually, but can respond fairly or very well to his or her own touch.
Have you ever made love to yourself thinking of yourself?
No.
Yeah.
Not that I
I
know
made love
of.
to myself thinking of you.
Oh.
Yeah. And we have to talk.
We do have to talk. No.
No.
That's, how is I don't even see how that's possible. But some people apparently
Would someone like this spend a lot of time looking at themselves in the mirror?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that is definitely part of it. So.
Well, I don't know who would be like that.
Continuing on the sexual.
More stuff from the sexual world.
Yeah.
The noticer notices everything, even sexual stuff.
All right, this other thing I noticed, and this speaks to a few of the people here in this room.
This speaks to people in this very room.
It does.
The noticer has no pity on you.
Who here does not shower in the morning?
Me.
Nick and Casey.
I don't shower. I shower at night.
Nick, Casey, and Kathy are disgusting.
Marissa, you shower in the morning. No, you're showering right now.
She's big. They're all pigs except for two people.
She's pointing down. No, you shower at night?
She cleans everything but a cooter.
Oh
my
That's wretched.
I thought
No,
that's what you
shower
meant.
at night. She showers at night as
She
well.
showers at night. Okay, so Steve, you and I are the only morning shower people.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently...
Morning shower people, shower every morning, it's true. Morning shower people, shower for me and for you. It just seemed like a song, didn't it?
A folk song?
Yeah.
Is there a night shower people song?
Night shower people.
That's very similar.
Arrive at work very smelly. Kathy, Nick, and Casey, and little Marissa too. They all smell so bad, we can hardly take it.
I like when I get up early enough to shower in the morning. I just don't, and I prefer to get that extra 20 minutes of sleep in the morning, and that's why I'll shower.
If you
at
take
night.
a shower before you go to bed, you're fine unless you're a sweat ball. But to me, I use it as much for waking up as I do for anything else.
All right, so tell us what
Morning shower people.
Morning shower people. Shower every morning.
All right, so a recent article at time.com extols perhaps the single best virtue of evening showering, noting that if you want to improve your sleep, showering at night may be the way to go.
Well, guess what? And this is going to be a surprise. I shower at night as well.
I know you do. And in the morning.
Experts say there's evidence that a night shower can help you drift off.
All right, do you...
Night shower, night shower. We all have to take one. Every night shower, night shower.
Grabbing for the loofah. Getting in the shower.
All right, what were you were about to say?
I was going to ask if you shower fully.
Night shower, night shower.
You do that better than anybody.
Thank
Steve.
you. I got my higher end back.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, Case?
Do you fully shower both times?
At night and
I
in the
do
morning.
military showers. I have no hair.
Yeah.
That cuts down on a lot of it. However, I at night I take a hot shower, a quick hot shower. In the morning I take a wake up shower.
Okay.
I don't know why I just enjoyed you saying, I have no hair.
It's the goddamn truth.
I just have
In
no
case you haven't
hair.
noticed, the same way Kathy pleasures herself to herself. I have no hair.
Do you guys ever wash your pubes with shampoo?
Oh my God.
Every day. Why?
With shampoo you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Not
I do
soap?
No. Toothpaste.
When I'm washing my hair,
You then go downstairs.
I have soap in my hand, so
Right.
use it on your pubes.
He's got soap in his hands. For his nuts, he's got soap in his hands. For his nuts.
This is getting ridiculous.
I had 3 hours of sleep last night.
And there are real musicians in the green room listening to this.
They probably have
I don't think they're listening.
We may be inspiring a new song
Napping.
from Dorothy. Bedazzled Shimmer takes time. La La Land star Emma Stone was the belle of the ball at the Oscars winning Slave on 93.3 WMMR. Show me how to live. 10:31 of the Preston Steve Show coming to an end on a Wednesday morning, and a few things to take care of before wrapping it all up for the day. And those do involve giveaways. So we are going to try and get ourselves a winner for the secret text word. And yeah, we were looking for caller number 7, and we have that caller. Happens to be a guy named Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hi, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Mike. Great. I love that Brady reference.
Yeah, very good. All right.
Mike.
Mike, do me a favor. Tell me what that secret text word is, please.
It is, as in I wish it was, Friday.
That is correct. You are correct, sir. Hang on, Mike. We're going to take care of you, and we're going to set you up with a pair of tickets to see Chris Tucker, the Legend Tour, next Wednesday. That's October the 18th at the Met Philadelphia. Tickets are on sale now. Complete details on the concert calendar, WMMR.com. We grabbed a random texter, and we're going to give that person the same prize. It's Haley Ryan, who is from Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania. So
Yay, Haley.
Yeah, you're going to go see Chris Tucker as well, so congratulations to you. Thank you to the host of people who are on the program today. First of all, we had Eric Cushing, who's with the Philadelphia Police Foundation, of the Market Street Run for the Blue, which is coming up this Sunday. And instead of the Broad Street Run, which is a 10-miler,
yeah,
and even for the less than intense runner, 10 miles can still be a bit much.
Agreed.
This is a 5-mile race.
I think you could listen. I have never having run any sort of marathon. I ran a 5-mile race years ago. It's not. You can do it. Just pace yourself.
And if you do like 5Ks and think, I'd like to go just a smidge more, this is perfect for you. So details, marketstreetrun.org. Our buddy John Brazier stopped by as well. Brage, the director of fun and games for the Phils, and he just let us know some of the things that are going to be happening activity-wise, as you can imagine, at the ballpark. And with a day like today going into this evening.
Gorgeous.
There's going to be lots for you to do if you go down early. Nick went down last week early for a game, like way early, like 2 hours early, and had a great time. There's plenty for you to do, and that's what they recommend that you do. So thanks to John for coming by this morning. And then we had the conductor of the Philadelphia Orchestra, Tristan Reyes Sherman, on, and that was a cool conversation. He is going to be conducting Music of Superheroes. It's a concert that's coming up this Saturday. It's 11:30 a.m. It's a matinee, and it's the Philadelphia Orchestra playing music from The Incredibles and Star Wars and Superman and a whole bunch of different genre.
It's a ton to pick from.
Cool superhero music pieces. So it was cool to have Tristan on this morning. You can go to philorg.org for the information and to get those tickets. I guess we need to do the letter of the day. We have a new Word of the Week prize. So Casey's going to handle this, and let's do that now.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
T, as in 3-day work week.
All right, letter T, and we have a 3-letter word, a 6-pack of Flyers opening night tickets to give away. It is a new era of orange in Philadelphia. Flyers return to the ice for the 2023-24 season with an opening night matchup against the Vancouver Canucks. That's on October 17th, and all fans get a Flyers opening night T-shirt presented by Fanta. Get tickets at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com, so we give that away on Friday. And as we are taking a break, I'm going to give away one last thing that I have. I have another 4-pack of tickets for the Taste Philadelphia Festival, which is coming up October 20th and 21st at Valley Forge Casino Resort. Tickets available at PhillyTasteFest.com. So caller number 20, we'll give that to 215-263-WMMR. And thanks again to Chef Stacy for coming in from Oliver's Twist and serving up this amazing seafood chowder and Tres Leche cornbread. And they are an eclectic, upscale, cafeteria-style restaurant. They are located in Glassboro, New Jersey, with vegan and non-vegan options. And you can follow them at Oliver Twist Restaurant and see Chef Stacy at Taste Philly at Valley Forge Casino Resort. So
Excellent.
We thank them for being here. I would also like to thank our sponsors. The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin'. Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. And also brought to you by Monster Mania 57, November 10th to the 12th in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Tickets are on sale now. Tomorrow for a Thursday morning soiree, comedian Drew Lynch is going to be stopping by. So, yeah, we'll spend some time with Drew, and we'll get into many, many other things, Crumb Bum Cash and all that good stuff. So that is it. We are done. Ray John, have a great day. Pierre is in next, and he will have your chance to win with Crumb Bum Cash coming up at noon. Stay with us. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.